It's been a day.
Yes.
Welcome, guys, to my Love Island USA Season 6. What is it? Episode 22? It's the Casa Recoupling. I said, if they don't do this entire recoupling, I was going to cuss them out. So they did their big
Yes.
all the way through. Nothing left for Sunday. Sunday will be the actual fallout.
Yes.
So, I am happy. Tonight, I am joyed because she couldn't hold herself back. She
couldn't. She tried. She
got up out of bed to come on this live after the show ended. I'm joined here with Miss TJ. Miss TJ, how are you tonight?
Girl, I was on fire. Y'all don't understand. I called Mika. I was like, listen, are you going live? I had a bonnet on when I called her. I said, I'm about to take off my bonnet. I'm going to put on a bra and a shirt so I can come up there and I got stuff to say.
Yes. So, welcome back tonight, Miss Love. Hey, ladies. Jay Kwan's here. Best Casa Recoupling in Love Island history. I've only not seen seasons 1 through 4 of Love Island UK, and I have to agree. For of the ones that I've watched, this was the best Casa Recoupling ever. Everyone did their their big thing the way they were supposed to. CJ is here. Hi, Tamika, Miss CJ. Jessica's here. Hi, Serena will always be remembered. She ate that entire segment, left no crumbs. The OG girls, except for maybe Nicole, stood on business the entire time. They were not paying around, period.
Yes, because I wanted Nicole at some point. I wanted Nicole to turn to Kendall and be like, I saw you on that video.
Yep. But I think we're gonna get that on Sunday. If not, I'm gonna have something to say because yes, that's what she. I don't understand how she could not get the ick from seeing what he did. Personally, Charlene is here and KB is here as well. Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
I said Serena is a legend. She did what KK should have done with
exactly.
And he did worse.
Right.
the penis actually no,
he didn't have sex.
Okay, no. It was Leo. Sorry, I was thinking Cassie. Cassie should have done this as well. But she came back.
I saw Leo in the comments on the clip, showing the clip, and he was like, "Oh, you putting me to shame." He tried to make it seem like he tried to downplay what he did now. Like, I'm not so bad.
No, but I'm gonna be fair to Leo. Leo came back, admitted it, and did not be like, "Oh no, you didn't see that didn't happen." Like he admitted it. Yeah. Nicole is here. Nicole says, "Not gonna lie, the Kenny one shocked me. But once I saw him talking between the different girls, and then he kissed Catherine, and he was like, "Oh, that kiss just."
Can she come on?
Oh yes.
She's messaging us. She's messaging in the comments.
Okay. I'm gonna send you the link. Oh crap! Hold on. Send it to her because I can't switch over from this side of Instagram because I'm running the stream. So send it to her in our main one.
Okay.
That's okay. So until Chantel gets here, we'll continue reading the comments and I won't start. But yes. I hate when this does it. It just starts running. Okay, so yes. We'll discuss it more, but it wasn't as shocking. It was more disappointing. But I also feel, because Ms. TJ was just mentioning to me before we went live, and I also feel that it was, for him, I think it was his age showing a little bit.
Yeah, me too. And I think he didn't think, I think that he didn't think that she was going to stay loyal to him. I really do, because I think he wanted to.
Yes.
And I think he started doubting, yes.
I don't think he believed that she could actually like him, and she did.
Because that was the cry of a telling his mama, but I
didn't beat it. What
I literally just finished my recap.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw you go live. Like literally the second I have to move from where I'm sitting. I was like, I did not.
So this is the problem.
Girl,
When it's
I had my bonnet on. I had my bonnet on, and I told Tamika, I said, I'm about to take my bonnet on and put a bra and a shirt on. Put me on.
So this is the problem when it's an hour and 30 minutes, even though I started 8:35 taking my notes. I'm trying to capture all these conversations. I'm doing it at like 2 times speed, but even still, I'm trying to make sure I get the gist of everything. So it takes a while. And then I also can't just start it at 10:30 because not everybody got to watch it at 8:30 when I did. So
no, that's the same for me. Like I saw I'm like, oh, it's up 8:30 or 8:35 or so. I'm like, okay, I'll start doing the recap so I'll be done by the end, hopefully.
Yes.
And then I literally finished like 5 minutes before, not even like 3 minutes before you went live.
Yeah, so that means
I was finishing up when you went live, and I saw it. I even said it in the end of it. I'm like, and it was like basically the end, and like you had just probably been done for like 10 minutes or whatever, and then like went live.
Yeah. Yep. So we were just talking about Kenny because Nicole says, oh, wait, let me find out what you think about Jaquan's statement here. Jaquan said this was the best.
I agree. I said it. I agree. I said hands down, it has been the best recoupling in Casa Amor history on all the franchises, because it wasn't like it was just two like crazy couple like it was basically 4.5 like four insane ones where people were clapping back and like they were, you know, going at it with each other.
Yes.
And then the temptress comes in with Rob. Like that's another half thing. You know what I mean?
I knew when they did not bring her in, because they did this one other season. I can't remember if it was 4 or 5. When they did not bring, I think it was with Johnny, when they did not bring her in right when, because usually they do the single people together, right? Because
I knew it too. I knew it too. Right after Liv went and they didn't do him right after Liv. I knew it too.
Yep.
I knew it too.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I knew beforehand, no matter what, that she was coming in, and I felt that it was going to make most sense for her to come in near the Kaylor situation of it all.
Yeah. I was so grimy, and he got a nerve to be rolling his eyes back. If he roll his ass back one more time,
I don't know who I want dumped first, guys. I don't know who I want dumped first. That's the problem right now. I don't know.
All of them. I want it to be, what do they call that thing on Game of Thrones? The
Red Wedding.
Another red wedding.
Yeah,
they already did
I called it in my recap, the Red Wedding.
That's what I called it.
I said Red Wedding, slaughterhouse, like
slaughter. We need a slaughter. Yeah. So yes. So Nicole was saying that the Kenny recoupling shocked her, and we'll discuss it more. Go ahead, discuss it.
The Kenny thing is that, like, I think the Kenny thing disappointed me the most.
Yes,
that's what I said.
Because it was just like when he had that kiss with her, I was like, oh, he likes that kiss. I'm like, oh shoot.
And I saw nothing in that kiss.
Oh no, like the way that he didn't want to stop kissing her. Like I was like, shoot, I think that he might have been kismatized, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was
desperate. She was desperate. Because she was desperate. That moment did not call for a kiss, but she meant she was gonna get a kiss. Like it was like, whatever I gotta do. He don't share the bed with old girl. No. Whatever I gotta do to get in this villa. She was on a mission.
But did you see her at the end when she's sitting? She's just like
she don't know what to do.
They didn't know what they got themselves into.
Oh, they definitely don't. I think like the problem is for these women, the OG girls are the Casa girls.
Yes.
They don't know. They don't know.
Jessica number 2, Jessica number 2. Nobody considering my feelings. I'm the victim. Okay.
So
Okay.
I was like, sorry, Dea. I can't feel any sort of sorry for you.
Right.
You're
I hope
27
every
years
last
old, you
feeling
can't
of
even
hers get hurt.
Right.
I hope every last feeling of hers gets hurt because this is what you wanted. This is what you signed up for.
That's what you wanted.
You said that you could give him everything that Serena couldn't give him, and so
Yeah.
do you know what?
Mhm.
That this is what comes with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You wanting
You wanna
that.
be all he's a short king to deserve a woman to be all about him. You
Yep.
see where that gets you. You're gonna be all about him, and he's still gonna be looking at her face. You
Yep.
see where that gets you.
When everybody else is getting breakfast made for them, and you got to go make Cordell breakfast just to keep the same energy. Good luck with that
Right.
one. Yeah. So Miss Love agrees. The OG girls were so well casted. I love this energy,
Yeah.
and it's true. And like that's why these girls. Not. I am everybody on Twitter and IG was like, "This is about to be Baddies Club." Everybody's like, "Do you watch Baddies Club?" No. This is about to be Baddies Club. These girls are gonna throw hands. and the thing is, and they met Lim. Yeah.
Or
when she did that at the end, I was like,
they met Lim.
Did you see Kenny eyes? Kenny was like, are they airing this? Kenny was so like, I'm in over my head. Like,
and they have to make a meme out of when she says, "Oh, because you just want to get your little pitty ditty wet," whatever she said. Like I need to clip it and I need to post it.
Right.
Because that's exactly what it was. We were all saying it. He was like, he
did not get any attention. Yep.
Exactly. Yep. And like a lot of people were saying, like, oh, well, Serena wasn't like, I don't think that. Like that's the problem, is that she doesn't want it just to have a sexual connection with somebody. She wanted to have something meaningful, and that if she was going to give herself a little bit more in a sexual sense, it wanted to be with someone that she cared about, who she felt was going to really be there and protect her, and like and not want to go and cheat on her with somebody else. And so she was reserved in that way.
Here holding hands with that woman and still got my ring on. You lucky I ain't fly across that. Because when he went like this to his face and I saw the ring still on, I was like, this one.
He has gall. We're gonna get to it.
Let's get to the episode, because the beginning took too long to get there.
Yeah, I know. We start the episode at episode 22. Let's see. Oh my gosh. This is so much notes. Oh Lord God. I forgot to scroll up. Yeah, no, yeah. I because I tried to get most of the conversations and I realized I forgot to scroll up just now. Shoot.
I don't even remember what happened. That was like 2.5 hours ago.
It ended where it started, where it ended last night.
Yeah, Kaylor was crying and the girls were up there with her. I mean, this girl's eyes were puffy. You cannot say she was fake.
Oh my God, they were so like it was like somebody had punched her in both eyes. Yeah. It was like somebody had punched her in both eyes. That's how bad it was.
Apparently, though, this was something I also had mentioned. Like, I was taught from a very young, like, okay, I didn't cry very much, and so if I did cry, it was going to be like a big ass cry. And if I go to sleep after crying, I'll wake up and my eyes will actually be swollen shut. Like, it would look like I'm allergic to something. And so I was taught to put your spoons under water and then put your spoons in the freezer, and then you place them on your eyes so that the swelling will go down, and then go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you do the same thing. Clearly she did not do that, because she was puffy, swollen eyes. Poor girl. I feel bad for Kaylor, because I definitely don't think that she deserved this. And I was also, I was happy that, you know, that when, like, in the recoupling part of it, where she turned to Kendall and was like, I'm really upset with like how you handled that.
Yeah, we said that too. Like, and I hope Nicole gets him, because I was disappointed that Nicole wasn't saying anything to him, but I appreciate it.
I think she's going to.
I hope so.
Well, I think what Nicole's going to do is going to get the real tea about what happened with Aaron and Daniela.
Yeah.
because I think did Aaron's going to try to spin it. Nothing happened. Nothing really happened. Like a couple kisses, it would really downplay it.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to get the real dirt from Kendall.
CJ
I think they want his shock factor to come Monday night. I think they did Cordell's shock factor now, and they want Aaron's to come Monday night. Because he gonna lie and try to spin it. Well, not Monday night, but whenever movie night is.
Do they have movie night? I don't remember.
Huh?
Does USA have movie night? I don't remember.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, remember last year Destiny got into it like big time, because that's what they were like. That was the other thing people were saying on Twitter, that they need the spirit of Destiny to enter the villa and call these guys out. Hey, Miss Good.
I do have a question, like, before we really get into the recap.
Yeah.
How do you think that they're going to resolve this? Because the OG girls are their stars, right? Like, all of them are who we're tuning in for. They're who we're voting for. Yeah. Everybody else will get dumped. But, like, they're single, and so that means they're going to be vulnerable. So are they going to bring in 8 guys for them to go on dates with and like have a recoupling and a dumping so we can just get rid of all those losers? Or like, how do you think they're going to resolve this?
Well, as Jaquan said, only 2 Casa girls didn't make it, which is wild.
And they're both stunning.
And they were both probably
Sydney, like, I didn't think her personality was that great for me.
It was very dry. But she did give Rob good advice about them overalls though. But other than that, she was dry.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. There's 3 weeks left, right? So we're going into week 4, and it's usually a 6-week thing. So they do have time to drop bombs. They do have time. The thing is, they got to, like, we don't care about these women. So if you want this show to keep going, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody. The thing is, if Cordell had chosen somebody else, like, I feel like from the comments that I've seen, a lot of people are on Miguel's side because they see why he chose Sierra, because they see the connection and they see that they could be something, but also maybe he'll go back to Leah. Kenny, we don't care about Catherine.
I was like,
Rob, exactly. Rob, we don't care about Daniela. Mm-hmm. We don't even care about the fallout between her, Aaron, and Kaylor, because we don't. We
Not
just
really. Only if she's going to tell the truth. That's the only thing I'd care about, is her like being like, well, like he's not being completely honest. So like if she does one of those, then I'll be like, okay, you can stay for a bit and then you can go.
And then we only care about Daya.
I actually don't at all. I don't want to waste time on her.
We care about her getting her feelings hurt. Otherwise,
okay, yeah, I do want to get her feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But you want her to get her feelings hurt, but you don't care about seeing her cry, right?
No.
Well, she deserves it. I'm sorry, you chose that life.
Yeah,
you're 27. You chose this. Yeah. Sorry. So Kaylor is crying, and the girls are trying to convince her that she is not an idiot. It is not her fault. How would she know? And Nicole says, this makes him a loser, not you. And Liv says, you are not delusional. We believed him too. And Kaylor ITMs that, this is how you move, buddy. I don't want you anywhere near my life. Something with this girl must be good. And it doesn't help that Kendall was like fucking shitting on me. And so we do realize that the problem is that she's now comparing herself to this girl, thinking, well, if Kendall is hyping him up, when I am supposed to be really close to Kendall, that means that he must have like an explosive connection with him and this girl. And now I'm sitting here, look, what is it? Is it like her, is it her lips? Is it her body? Is it like, what is different from her and me that he would do all of this after doing what he was doing with me?
And then you be hyping it up.
Right. So Kaylor says this to them, like, and then his friends are supporting him. Yeah, that's not Kaylor. She's like, yeah, that isn't me. And Liv says, and she will not be you. You are genuine. You're never going to just go there to steal someone's guy. And this is the thing, though. They already had a bad thing about her. Having her come into the villa with Rob on top of that is not going to give her any bonus points. It's actually going to make it
like, they're saying to him, they're like, isn't this weird? Like, what are you doing with, like...
Janae peeped it first. She's like,
And you thought it was weird that I would.
We got a video. We got a video with her and Aaron. Yeah. We saw the video. So what you doing with her? Yeah. Like Janae was like, don't try to play us for stupid. They gonna sniff it out. I wonder if somebody's gonna say, "Oh, y'all plotting." Yeah, you tried to have both of your women in here, but you ain't want Kaylor to know you had both of your women in here. So you tried to get robbed, and you didn't think we was gonna know.
No, yeah, and especially when they find out. What we find out is that because we all were saying the same thing that Rob must have just started pursuing her. No, he told her to go talk to Rob.
He pushed them together. It was a plot, and they think we too stupid to see it. They think we too stupid to see it.
It was that's not Kaylor. Oh my God, yeah. Kendall is going to be exposed bad on movie night. He is the constant hype man. It's going to be the grossest thing, and this is going to be my ass.
But you know what though? There's some recappers that are like they don't think that Kendall is in the wrong here, and I'm like, what? They're like they don't think that Nicole should be, talking some sense into Kendall about him, hyping up the guys, and I was like, I'm still confused by it.
Is that men who are saying that?
No, well, actually, there's a couple of men that there's definitely one man that's on that side, but it was another female recapper, and I was just like, what do you mean? Like, she's like, just be happy that it's not your man that's doing all these things, and I'm like, nah, that's not me. If my boyfriend,
not even girl, like what he was doing every time he did it, it gave me the ick. Yeah. It turned my stomach. I'm like, so, and then even worse, I'm gonna read what he said here tonight. I think even worse what he said tonight, some of the stuff that he said tonight was very telling to me. Sharnice says Janae clocked everything. She sure did. She sure did. She clocked every freaking thing. And Mary saying this, hey Mary says Kendall is friends with the girls. That's the problem. We all know that Kendall be chit-chatting with the girls, sliding up to them for the tea. What's the tea? You guys are my besties too.
Yeah, Leah telling him everything that's going on. She's like, I know I tell you everything. I tell you everything.
Right.
Like,
so and especially movie night when Serena sees what he did, with Cordell and her, when Kaylor sees even more, they're going to just, I would never talk to him again. And I know it's a game, it's a show. This is like, I'm sorry. I would never, because then, first of all, he's a chatty patty. You already know that shit, right? That means that you tell him anything, he's going to go tell it and spread it around to any and anybody. And then second to, I would never trust my man with him as a friend.
Exactly.
Like you're saying, exactly. That's a character flaw, because that means that he's gonna go and do that shit on vacations when they go on vacation.
Like what happens in Casa stays in Casa bullshit. Like bachelor party. Like, I'm not gonna tell the bride that her husband.
Right. Me and the boys are going to Vegas. Me and Kendall going to Vegas. I bet y'all are.
Yeah, okay. You're going to Vegas to find another girl in Vegas.
Right.
Stay in Vegas.
You're hanging out with Kendall.
Yeah, right. Kendall is two-faced, as Dan is saying here. And KB says, if my man is hype for another man to be an F-boy, he is dropped immediately. So Kendall gaining the girls' trust to turn around and encourage mental dog them out. Mental dog them out. That's the nastiest work. I agree. I said on the Love Island IG on the little post where he was talking, and I was like, about his boys and the popcorn. I was like, fuck Kendall too, and I said that shit like in my Big Brother.
Like how Tiffany said it that time.
And they deleted it. I didn't write it out though. It was like I did a Serena. I did the emojis, but they deleted it. So Liv ITMs, it's so hard to watch your friends stand there and be broken down and feel so hurt. What they have done makes me sick to my stomach. It breaks my heart. and I will say, Liv didn't go crazy, but I actually appreciate her not going crazy. She gave the right energy tonight.
Right.
Well, she didn't steal the show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because she knew Serena was gonna handle it. She knew Serena was gonna handle it. She was
even with Kaylor,
see what Kaylor was gonna do. But she knew Serena was gonna handle it.
Yeah,
like,
even with Kaylor.
And I loved how all the women were ready to fight. They're ready to go. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? They're just all like, we got you. Like they're all like championing for each other. I love that.
But it breaks my heart. I feel so hurt that these men, she's like, oh, sorry, boys did this to them. And then we see Kaylor, I don't want to do this tit for tat shit, but I should be open. I deserve it. I was scared when she started saying that. I was like, no, you can't bring anybody back. Don't bring nobody back. Because that was the only reason Miss T-Joy and I were chatting and everybody's like, we need a video. I said, no, I don't want them to send a video because I don't want them to do a petty shit. They got to stand there. I know it's going to be hard and be single because that is the leg that they have to stand on.
Right.
Now, do you think that the producers might have just wasted a little bit of the juice by sending the video?
Yes.
Because like I think it would have been insane if like they didn't see the video and it was just saved for like movie night. Yes. Like it would have been insane.
No. This is the wildest. We needed that energy for Serena would have been heartbroken and she wouldn't have been mad. She would have just been like, oh my goodness, he chose someone over me and devastated. We only need one crier. We gotta have somebody with that energy. That middle finger lit with girl, we needed that. If she didn't get that video, we would have never got that.
Yeah. So I'm of two minds. I'm like, okay, like I don't need the video, but I do feel like the video served its purpose because what we got tonight,
it was because of the video.
was absolute carnage.
Right. Like, they were able to hype themselves up. They were able to like prepare themselves and be like, okay, if he's coming in with someone, this is what I'm going to say. If he's coming in without someone, this is what I'm going to say. So they were able to prepare in a way and it wouldn't have just been overcome by tears and crying and like, and it
wasn't depression. Like what happened with Mimi.
And I think they focused. That's what I'm saying. I think they focused on Cordell so we could get this from Serena. But movie night, because right now she doesn't really know that he kissed her. She never saw that.
Oh, Kaylor, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Not lie about it.
Up here and be him and Han and lying, and him and Rob gonna try to cover for each other. And so I feel like movie night is gonna expose him because he gonna lie. He gonna get in there and be like, no, it was just one peg. It wasn't nothing. It
wasn't anything. It didn't mean anything to me. Like, that's why like Rob decided to start talking to her because like there wasn't anything going on. I was thinking about you the whole time.
Yeah.
And as Shanice is saying here, they were also able to choose to be single instead of being completely embarrassed. So I will appreciate it because they were done dirty.
Yes.
That the show empowered them with the video.
Completely stupid. They had at least allowed them to make the choice to not be with them instead of like making the guys look like they won by being douchebags. And it's unfortunate that they didn't do the same thing last year for KK because like she could have done the same thing. Like, listen, I don't think she would have though.
She still would not.
He left with that man.
Yeah, but I do think that it worked here. Just because of the girls that they have, like they chose a great group of girls.
Yes, they did.
I might have had issues or flaws with some of them, but I've always said this cast has been perfection in the way that they needed for this season. Yes. So I do feel like that was ultimately right choice. Send in the video of the two most important people because they were the two most important ones that were going to get hurt. Don't send it in about because normally when they send clips they send this person kissed it, that person kissed it, this person. They sent in the two most impactful people and then let everybody else get either surprised or hurt. And I understand why Janae was upset because I think she felt like they would have given her heads up if Kenny was going to sideswipe.
I thought so too. That's another reason why I was like, well, I think that they might have shown him a video if maybe, you know what I mean, if he was acting up.
Right.
Or like in a way that was like as dramatic as these people, like to give her maybe an inkling that, things are not as it seems.
Right.
So that's another reason why I was kind of like a little bit surprised that he decided to switch it up in the end, because it's an edited show. So I know
but I don't think he really gave them anything that they could work with until the night before. Like,
it might have been too soon to the actual recoupling. They might have edited that part. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, we do see that Liv and Nicole continue to console her. Serena does come to the kitchen and to the Casa Boy and say, "You won't believe this shit, like what I just seen." And she does have Janae show them the video, and she's like, "The last thing I'm gonna do is let a 22-year-old make me crazy." Right. The way I moved because of this. Because this is exactly what these men do. And she said, I'm so grateful that that's the way I was moving. And she said that if you think you're going to do all of that and then come back in this bitch and swindle me,
you got another thing coming.
It's done. It's a wrap. He's finished.
That man is finished.
And I believed her.
I believed her.
She's like, and then she lays her case out. I hope she wants to be a lawyer. She lays her case out. She was like, he's been telling me all these things I wanted to hear. I said that from the beginning. I said that from jump. We were never physical until the night before he left. And then we got real fucking physical.
Right.
Love that for me. And so ITM's like, have some respect. Not only for me, but for yourself. Have some respect. I thought you were a noble, mature man, but you are dry humping a girl you met 2 days ago. Have some respect.
Well, and that's the thing too, that like I think it's frustrated with the people that have the opinion that she didn't give him anything.
Right.
And I was kind of comparing it to the friends to lover, the trope. Like friends to lover does exist. Friends to lover happens for whatever reason. It could be because you've had past experiences and it takes you a lot longer to open up because you don't trust. That could be one reason. It could be like you never saw them in that light before because he was your brother's friend or something and you never saw him that way. And then you become friends to lovers. And so I am going to allow Serena to have a friends to lover experience in Love Island, especially since it's paired with having past history in relationships where she probably moved too quickly and she got hurt. Or she, like the love bombing, I think it's that people being like, oh, I love you, baby. Like, oh, you're all for me. They have sex or whatever, and then they ghost her or something like that. Like that's probably what the energy is. And so she's learned, I'm assuming, that if she gives it up too quickly, it doesn't ensure that they're going to be with you. And so it's like, I want to ensure that you want to be with me before I give anything up to you in a sexual sense. And so I'm allowing her to have to explore this relationship with Cordell the way that she felt fit for that moment. And the fact that he proved her completely wrong. Like if he come back and he was like faithful and they got back together, like wouldn't that have been a really great story?
It would have been beautiful.
Great story. Great.
Would have been a really great story because
he was just respectful. If he was just respectful, that's the crazy thing. All he had to do, I keep saying, I've been saying it for days. Even if he had kissed her outside of a challenge, I think she would have been okay as long as he came back to her.
Right.
So Tito does say this, and I want to highlight this comment. I'm glad I found this channel. The other reviewers on YouTube are so male focused and bash Serena and Janae, and it makes me sick.
Weird.
Well, it's weird to me to do that, but also I'm a Black woman. While I may not, and so is Miss CJ and so is Chantel, while I may not have gone through the things that Serena and Janae has gone through because I have my own story. We are not a monolith. I will never downplay a black woman's story. I don't even want. I remember yesterday I was trying to give Daya the benefit of the doubt because I was like, guys, I don't know. He keeps saying their conversations are like good and we're not hearing them. So this is an edited show. So maybe what she is giving him in their conversations are just they're not significant enough for them to be shown or significant enough for us, right? Like, because again, he's 22 years old and obviously stupid, but maybe that they do have something that we're just not seeing. Gave her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Do I care though that she's going to be crying tomorrow? No, because she's perfect. Before she entered Casa, she had a game plan. Her game plan was to come in there and still court out. You cannot then be upset at the fallout. No, we will not be best friends. No, you will not come in this villa and then everything's going to be bygone. No.
Not with these women. No.
I mean, the fact that these people are saying this, you go after my man and think we're going to be sharing bikinis
and it's not even like
braiding each other's hair.
Though. Like all of them, right? So she's also condoning all of her Casa girls from breaking up all these relationships. So like, there's no way that you're going to be able to win with it's the OG girls against all of you, and that's just how it's going to be. So sorry, Daya, there is actually no room for you to become friends with any of these women. Even if you stay to the end of the season, you're going to be on an island by yourself.
Correct. And I have always said Cordell had every right to explore, but as I just said, it should have been respectful. And I even giving him room, giving him leeway that they were open and that he could have probably kissed somebody outside of the challenge because you know what? Things happen. But the shit that he did, Serena's right. I don't care. I will stand on that 10 times, 10 toes, at whatever, because he should not have gone that far.
I don't know what kind of video y'all got, but it's taken out of context.
So she says, what does that smell like? It smells like bitch. And I agree.
Yeah, that was the other meme that I want to make.
Yeah. That one you can get. They have it a couple times on their in their reels. So you can find that.
Oh, that smells like bitch?
Yeah. They go to their makeup room and Kaylor is like, I am so sorry. I want to be there for you, but I'm such a mess. And Liv is like, oh, how are you? And Serena's like, fine. And she's like, no. How are you really? And Serena's like, I'm sick as fuck. That man was dry humping her. I'm telling you, that was the line. That was the line for her. She's like, that man was dry humping her in bed, smacking her ass. They say simultaneously, grabbing her ass and shaking it. And she's like, I can't believe I was crying for him because I missed him. The first girl that gives you attention, you act like that? You're grabbing her ass? I don't want to be in this villa with him and another bitch. And then I got worried.
No, I mean both. Her and Janae both threatening to leave. I'm like, please.
Then I got worried. And then she's like, no, it's a wrap. It's done. And I'm ready to rip him to shreds. It's like, oh, that's promising. Leah says, I am so pissed for Kaylor and Serena to be sleeping in soul ties. They did nothing outside of challenges. And one is stuck with some cheap ass lipstick of somebody sucking some cheap ass lipstick off of somebody or lip gloss off of somebody, and the other is rubbing someone's nasty ass feet. Well, I guess boys will be boys. Y'all are a mess. And Liv says, I can't wait till they walk down the fucking stairs, girl or not. I was like, yeah. And Kaylor says, I think that Aaron is coming back with her. And Serena says, the way Cordell was smacking her, kissing her neck and kissing her. Kaylor says, while we were sleeping outside with the fucking bug. They were so upset. They were so indignant. And they
was getting ate up by the mosquitoes.
They must have been getting ate up. So Janae says, I want you both to know that you don't look like idiots. They look like idiots. They look like disrespectful pieces of shit, and it's not you guys. I pinky promise. And Janae says, it breaks my heart that the two strongest couples had to go through this. Serena's the strongest girl, and I know she's wearing this like a mask, but I know that girl wants to cry. And we do see, like, the episode prior, she probably went later in the confessional and did cry, because she hadn't really cried to this point. Kaylor says, I think all of us are surprised, not just me, but I knew it in the back of my head. I said he was a fucking flirt from the jump. And then she starts bringing up all the physical things, that they showered together. They were messing around in the bed together. She said, you don't do all of that and then fucking kiss a girl. Like, you fucking kidding me? That's not loving me. Because remember, he was trying to say love.
Trying to go see her mama and them. Mm-hmm.
And I think, though, it's the whole idea of what these guys have now believed that Casa Amor is. The test is, they think the test is whether or not they can fuck around on their bona fide that's back at the villa and still get back with them. If they can still fuck around and get back with them, that means they passed the test. But the test is to not fuck around with them. Like, that's what the test is. And like they're all failing it because they don't realize what the actual test is. Or in this case, as you mentioned, not going to Casa. The test would have been to stay in the villa and not go to Casa, because that's the temptation. It's like, can you resist temptation? Not can you come back from temptation?
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyways.
And what did I say in our group chat? Ultimately, when you think about it, the test was the text. The test was the text.
Exactly.
Some of these people should not have gone.
Right.
Because if you know that the person is the person, you don't choose to go.
Mm-hmm.
But you just had something in the back of your mind that this person is not the person.
No, it's like you can get fucking some sexual action from these girls that are wanting to get into the villa, and you're going to be able to get away with it likely and be able to probably get back with your girl.
Yeah.
That's basically... Yeah. They just want to be able to fuck around on you and not have any repercussions.
Yeah.
Well, not these guys, anyways.
Yeah. No, Nicole does state at least they found out before they recoupled with them, and then they found out later. You guys have time to process the shit. And so ultimately, like I said, this part is what I ultimately came down to. This gave them the night before to really process what they were about to go through the day before and not get totally blindsided. At least the true strongest couples, basically.
Right.
So Kaylor says, thank God I found out this shit. He's from another fucking country. He's from the fucking UK. Thank Jesus. Who wants to share a fucking bed? That was so funny.
It was funny.
So she does scream it again over the balcony, and Janae's like craziness. So back in Casa, here's the drama. Rob asks Aaron what's he gonna do about Daniela. And Aaron says, well, she's a really great girl, and I actually got on with her, but it's not something where I just want to get this test out of the way. That's it. The smallest part of me was very guilty. And I was thinking about Kaylor and the entire time. And I'm like, oh, I like Daniela a lot, but I can't even tell Kaylor. But I found myself thinking about Kaylor so much. And I realized I think she's the one. And I refuse to feel guilty about it. And I'm just like, I'm so confused.
You're trying to not feel guilty. And know how you don't feel guilty? By not doing shitty things to the people that you're supposed to care about.
Right.
You don't push away the guilt. You actually like, okay, why am I feeling guilty? It's because I'm doing something that's internally wrong. It's wrong to my spirit because I'm hurting someone that I claiming to care about. And so the fact that like, well, I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. It's like, no, feel guilty about it to stop yourself from doing this shit.
Right.
The guilt is the test. Like
what? Like you don't, when you feel the guilt, is like if you kiss somebody. It's like, oh shit, no, I feel guilty. I'm still thinking about her. Cut.
No, they suppress it and
they're just like, out of sight, out of mind.
I gotta see this through.
That's what they keep saying. We gotta see it through, my boy. Yeah.
Was that when Rob said that?
Rob said it, and Kendall said it.
You gotta see this through. Yeah.
Kendall said it to them too. You have to see this through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, when Rob, I just remember right now that Rob had said it, and he's like, I think you owe it to yourself to see this through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean owe it to yourself to see it through? You owe it to yourself to guarantee that you hurt somebody that you're claiming to care about. You guarantee that you're going to feel guilty, but you're going to suppress your guilt because you want to have a heart on and maybe make out with somebody that's not your girl. Like, I just don't even understand like why they need to see this through. See what through?
So CJ says something here I also want to put on. Casa Amor makes me uncomfortable for the Casa girls. The guys use them as sexual objects.
Gross.
And most don't make it back. That like this was actually crazy because there was only 2 that didn't come back. But normally it is more like 4 don't come back, 2 come back. And they come back with maybe like people who went in there with single or iffy connections as it was. But my whole thing is, even so, these men are using these women as just something to work out whatever energy they were getting.
You're not getting enough sexual energy with Serena, so I'm gonna like have this woman bounce on my dick for a bit, and then like see if I can still get with Serena. Like, I don't know, it's so gross to me. Like, one time I was calling it like, it's like they're the strippers at the bachelor party. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like, I love a good stripper. Not gonna lie, but like, they're not. They're toys. They literally are toys. I think Liv was calling them these shiny toys. Like, they are little sexual toys that they have to play around with to decide whether or not they want to play around with them more than the girl that they have back at the villa.
Right.
And I'm like, I would not want to be that person. Like, I guess I'd be an OG because like I wouldn't want to go in and try to break up a relationship, and I wouldn't want to feel only sexualized by these boys in the villa. Like, I wouldn't want to be the sexual object that Dea was choosing to be.
Correct.
Like, she always keep
in there to be.
But I don't want to, and they never want to cut anything off. I brought her back, but that doesn't mean I want to stop seeing you. I'm still trying to see
what that meant for me.
Yeah, that's what that means, babe.
That's what that meant for me. 3 weeks? Sorry. KB says these boys clearly do not value women and treat women like playthings. And again, we have been saying that these men have been coming off as misogynistic since the very beginning of the show. And I think it does show on how wild this Casa was. And KB says, which is why Danielle being passed around is gross behavior.
Gross.
Like, it's so gross. It's like, okay, you want to turn, Rob? Like, I wouldn't be proud to be sitting there beside Rob especially after everybody knows that you and Aaron were like pursuing something heavy.
Yeah, I don't think that they realized that was going to happen. I wonder how many of them actually seen this show, to be fair, because it's like,
I'm sure all the girls they act real dense and dumb. Like I
don't know. Like, why would you do some of this stuff if you know it's possible that it would be on? I don't know. Anyway, Aaron says that she's a really good girl, blah, blah, blah. And Rob says, you shouldn't feel guilty. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm proud of you for not going through the motions. You felt something. You went with it. You went for it and saw what happened. And it just makes you and Kaylor that much stronger. No, it makes him and Kaylor done, fuck boy.
He felt something, all right, a boner.
Even if they get back together for the show, there's no way that they're going to be able to make it outside of the villa.
Right.
Like, especially, I don't know when she says this. We'll probably talk about it if we haven't talked about it, if we haven't passed it. But when she's like, like, you live in England. Oh, yeah, we just talked about it. So, like, the fact that he lives in England, she cannot trust him in a long distance relationship because out of sight, out of mind, he'll get suppressed. What'd you say?
She can't even trust him across the street. So she can't even trust him in another country. He was across the street.
Oh my God, that was funny. So I think you should tell her though, as someone who's been in this position, whatever time she has left, she can talk to whoever she wants, i.e. me. Aaron says, yeah, that's probably fair. I hate working these things out though, because it always comes out like diarrhea and Do you think you will chat with her? And Rob says, yeah, probably.
No, but he had that fake smile, like, or that stifling
Right.
a smile thing that he does when he's lying, and
Uh-huh.
like he just like he already knows that he's bringing her back. Like at that
Right.
point, he knew he was bringing her back already.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because he actually liked her from the beginning. I know he did say he liked Daniela and he liked
Destiny.
So I know that he did say that in the beginning, and then Aaron was the one that was pursuing Daniela, and he was doing whatever.
Mhm.
But like, I'm wondering if he's like, Casa Amor is not all about me. I need to have a piece of this drama.
Right.
So like getting in there because he knows it's going to be drama, bringing in.
That's what he did.
Yeah, you think it was all calculated?
Yeah.
Because
And
he
I
definitely
think,
did not
and
have
I
a
think
vibe.
him and Aaron got an understanding. He want her in that villa too.
You think it's purely because he wants to do it for Aaron?
No, he wants to make out with her, but then act like he's doing it for Aaron too.
Someone said that Aaron was plotting to have his boyfriend, his girlfriend, and his side piece all in the villa.
Yeah, Aaron is winning at this point.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Rob just says, but you're like my best friend here, and you also have feelings for her, and I know that that's just like, on both sides not going to go away. So we'll see what happens. So Aaron pulls Danielle for a chat and says, he has something really good with Kaylor, so I'm not swaying from that. And Danielle says like, oh, that sucks because I really like you, but I understand you're in a couple. And Aaron says, yeah, but pull Rob for a chat.
And she was like, you think I should? How do we do this? How is this being transitioned? Everybody's just going along with it because they're all desperate. They're all
wants to get into the villa.
It's just crazy.
Any
way
she can.
It's like the villa is cracked. These people will do anything for it.
It's like The Ring with Schmiegel. Like, the Ring, the villa.
Oh my god. Kaylor grabs her phone and watches the video again. And Jacoby asks her, well, how are you? How are you feeling? Since you were in the longest couple. And she starts crying again. Like,
how is he asking her that? Shut up, Jacoby. Like, you know what the answer is here.
Her over again, Jacoby. She was over there just being quiet, watching the video. You had to go talk to her for her to start crying again.
You'd be like, you've been watching that video over and over again. Like, how are you feeling? I feel like shit, Jacoby. Okay? Like,
he wanted to meet my family. And I was sleeping outside. Like, this is crazy. And they all assure her again that none of this is her fault. And they talk about how they kept speaking Spanish in the video. And Iggy says, oh, but they didn't realize you had your own translator. So I do wish Iggy had gotten back into the villa.
There was no way to get him back in, though, because I wanted Leah to be single.
I wanted her to pick him, but she just wouldn't do it.
Well, because, like, we all knew that Miguel was likely going to bring back Cece, but like, I just like the solidarity of all like the OG girls being like, we were confident in our relationships and we wanted to stand tall, like together. And so like, I wanted her for that, but I liked Izzy a lot. And like, if the circumstances were different, like I would have wanted him to come into the villa.
Yeah. Same. So she starts cussing Casa. Fuck you, Casa. And fuck you, Aaron. And Casa Amor's like, what's going on over there?
It's just Kaylor.
I was like, wait, like you can hear? Shit.
I told you they was across the street. I told you they was across the street.
Oh my god!
But like Aaron,
that wasn't.
You saw like Aaron, like his soul left his body, and he's like,
"What does that mean? Like what happened?"
Kaylor. Like,
I wonder if that's when they found out. Like maybe something might have happened, or if
he started to get nervous. I think
so too, because it's like, why would she say that, and why would she say that about my name? So yeah. So we see Rob pulls Daniela for a chat. I'm going to tell you the truth. It was the same fucking conversation he has with every girl. You're so mysterious. I didn't think you liked me. Blah, 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 blah,
He didn't run off and grab a spider or a beetle or a grasshopper. Like, he didn't do his whole, like, I'm a charmer with this animal spirits. He didn't do that shtick, though.
Yeah.
So. But I don't think that they have a connection.
No. She
He
wanted
did have more of a connection with Andrea, I thought, like, to be quite fair. I don't know, maybe it's the first time we saw him do that shtick with anybody other than he did it with Liv and Leah, but it seemed to work. But Jaquan is wondering if do we think that Rob is still thinking about Andrea? That's a no. The silence is a no.
If he was thinking about Andrea, his ass would have laughed. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is he waiting for?
He was waiting for pasta.
He's just in there talking about, I'm the Black Widow. I'm the Black Widow. So she said she wanted either a black cat or a golden retriever. What do you guys like? Black cat or golden retriever? For a guy.
I don't like cats.
For a guy, I don't want a guy to be a cat. So
So black cat would be Rob and golden retriever would be Aaron.
I would be black cat for sure, but I don't like golden retriever. Like, for a guy, I love golden retrievers like as dogs, actual dogs, but for a guy, I don't like somebody that's that eager. You know what I mean? Kendall has a bit of that golden retriever energy. Same with Cordell has a bit of that golden retriever energy, and I find that it's lovable, but it's impressionable. And so I like somebody that at least I might hate them or like not really like them that much, but at least they have their own kind of opinion and like they do things their way. And so, yeah, I would still vibe more with a black cat energy.
Yeah, I'd rather somebody who has a little more cojones, even if that means that we're gonna fight and argue because we don't think the same, then I would like a total golden retriever, like do everything. Yeah, definitely. Somewhere in the middle probably is the best, but yeah, that for me, if I'm gonna have to choose between the two. So golden retrievers. Black cat says,
you're right, Mary. You're right.
To have independent thinking. Yeah, I'd like an independent thinker. That's that would definitely be me, even if it's like weirdo.
I love weirdos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't like weirdos, but I can respect your individuality.
Yeah, just not Rob. Rob is
not Rob, but like I would like the Rob type. You know what I mean? Because at least it'd be like interesting in a way. You know, like, okay,
we'd have interesting conversation. So Rob says, "Well, I stepped back because I didn't think you liked me."
He says, "Oh my,
he needs to."
Tamika, please fast forward this conversation. I don't hear.
I literally took like three statements. Danielle says, "Oh, she's been feeling Rob," and then she says, "Oh, well, he's my speed and vibe," and I'm like, whatever. Kendall does pull Aaron and shows him that Rob is chatting with Daniela. Sorry, guys.
Always trying to spread the tea in the gossip.
And so he says, "Yeah." He says, "I ended things with Daniela, but then I encouraged her to get to know Rob, and I thought about it. I was like, shit." Because if he does bring her back, I will have to be open. I will have to be open and honest with Kaylor. Well, what were you going to do before that? Lie to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, what's the problem then? Why don't you want Andrea to be in there if like nothing's gone on between the two of you?
Like, what were you going to say to
her? Home,
and be like, oh my god, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about the fact that I'm gonna. That means Kaylor is gonna be in this villa with Andrea. Like, what do you?
With
what were you thinking about then?
Yeah. Kendall says, "Oh, things are so not going so well for my boys. That he's got shit so easy. He's just sitting there eating popcorn while his boys are going through it." Says he's encouraging them to pursue connections, but then he says, "Well, hey, hopefully they are genuine."
You don't care if they're genuine. You don't care.
Oh,
you do not care, Kendall.
means that he knows that it's just a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know that these are all bullshit. You're just pushing them to do whatever so that they get broken up with.
Yep.
Oh,
There's no way
okay,
he can win,
Kendall.
though. There's no
There's
way
no-
he can win. Nicole's
no
not
way.
likable enough.
No way you can win. You just fucked yourself over.
I don't know if they could have ever won, but now the audience is going to vote out of spite, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
I will never vote for him. I keep telling people,
Me neither.
if you let Kendall win this show, I swear to God. I swear to
he
God.
can't. He can't.
No.
Let somebody independently win.
Yeah,
They're always near the bottom, right? So I just don't
yeah.
think they could have gained more traction with this whole thing.
Yeah, so it's like we know he was having conversations with Cordell and telling him how genuine he thinks that him and Daya's connection is, and how genuine that their conversations was. It was all bullshit, and we knew it was bullshit. But here we see it was all bullshit. He says to Aaron, "You did the right thing. Now you know that your connection with Kaylor is genuine."
It's like, how can you say doing the right thing is to completely disrespect someone that you actually care about and that you want to be in a relationship with? How could that be the doing it the right thing, doing it the right way? Would you ever want to say, like, hey, to your children, hey, I had to go fuck some other bitch to know that your mom was the one?
Right.
Like, it just does not make sense.
Doesn't.
You don't fuck the other bitch because you know that she's the one.
Exactly.
No, that's not right.
Kendall didn't mess with anybody to know he had a connection with Nicole, did he? Right. So
no. And then the way he made it seem like is that he was chatting to all these girls, and he just knew it was Nicole. You didn't chat to nobody. You got in there, you sat your ass down, and you sat there and instigated on the boys.
Exactly.
Priscilla says, I like Nicole, can't stand Kendall. I like Nicole, but still will never vote for her.
Right.
I do like Nicole. Like, I'm glad that they
I like her more.
Nicole. Yeah.
I used to not really feel anything about her, but now I like her.
Yeah. But they did the right thing about keeping Nicole rather than Andrea in the villa, I feel. But
yeah. Oh, well, maybe Rob is like pissed. Maybe that's why he's like, I'm supposed to have like Andrea in this villa for me to do Casa Amor and have a big storyline.
Yeah, no, he's definitely pissed that he doesn't have a big storyline. Like, and he was always going to bring somebody back from Casa. He needs to go home. He's done nothing. I think if we didn't have a Kendall, he might have been the Kendall, encouraging the boys to do more. Because he was chatting, but Kendall
would have come in for him and they would have stuck it on him. So like he might have folded, right?
Correct. But yeah, KB says Kendall knows he's encouraging them to act their worst on the last holiday. Yeah. So no, sorry. Jasmine says, I don't like Nicole. She's boring. Yeah. Fallon says Rob is checked out, bringing bugs to girls and have zero chat. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's clear. Like,
definitely go home.
Right now, he's just collecting a check. And I'm just like, collect your check at home.
Go home.
As CJ says, go home, Robert.
Go home, Robert.
He already has like 12 million like views on all of his videos on TikTok. Like, he's must be making videos. Money.
I wonder if he's trying to like retcon his like whole like persona, you know what I mean? Like, jokingly, but you could go home. You could go. We don't care.
Absolutely.
Janae and Leah chat, and Leah is like, I am freaking out because if that's what Cordell and Aaron were doing, what in the fuck is Miguel doing?
Right.
Miguel actually was being, he did everything that I expected him to do.
Yes.
He was the most like respectful in my opinion. He
was.
And like I wasn't even too mad. Like if I was Cece, I might be mad because he basically said to Leah, I still want to get to know you, but I just wasn't sure where we were. We didn't have enough time together. And so like I can see Leah still maybe participating in something with him. But like Miguel ended up being the most respectful out of everybody at Casa Amor.
Yeah, I mean, and Kenny.
Well,
I don't know.
the fact that he switched up, I think, and I don't think that I would say Kenny for sure, even if he kissed Catherine, if he had come back single. But the fact that he came back with a girl, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, maybe I'm wrong about Kenny, even though I think he's so cute.
The thing about Kenny is, I think a lot of that had to do with his age. We'll get to it. But I do feel like for the most part, him and Miguel did it properly because he only kissed one girl outside of the challenge. He didn't really kiss them. He
and
cuddled,
they actually got to know each other. I heard conversations.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't feel like, considering, and he even stated it, because you know when you hear it like later, Miguel said, well, we were coupled up for 2 days, and while yes, we had a good connection, I feel like we had a good connection as well, so I didn't want to leave her. Fair. I think that's fair. 2 days, very fair. Then you hear Kenny says, we were coupled up for 3 to 4 days and she hadn't left my mind, but also I was coupled up with this. I was talking like he was talking to Catherine for 3 or 4 days.
But he really wasn't talking to Catherine for 3 or 4 days because he was splitting his time between Catherine and Sydney. What was the other girl named? Sydney?
Mm-hmm. I don't think he was, because he slept in bed with Catherine, I think, twice. And
once with Sydney?
And once with Sydney, and that was only because she.
Well, when Catherine came to pull him to talk about her going to the gym and her abs, and she don't feel right and all that.
I don't think they're compatible. I'm going to be fair, because when she said, "Oh, I need somebody," she's 24, she didn't finish college. She's like, "I need somebody to motivate me," and he's like, "I'm 24, and I think I need somebody to motivate me." I was like, "So y'all don't need to be together,
right?"
I thought that he kind of got turned off by that, to be honest.
I thought so too, and then he slept with Sydney. Yeah. And then the next day, I don't think he saw anything with Sydney. And I think, like you said, the kiss, which was his only physical like interaction outside of the thing, was like, he must have liked it. And again, I think he just didn't trust that Janae would be standing there alone.
That's how weak men are. She purposely knew that if she kissed him, she could get him to pick her over Sydney if he was going to pick somebody. And she did that. That's how weak they are. It was like she came over there playing plotted, and it went down exactly how she thought.
Like, it's just so easy. Oh my God. Like, it's really simple.
Right.
A friend of mine a long time ago was saying, like, it doesn't really make sense for girls to be hoes, is because, like, you can get any guy you want. It's easy. like you don't need to be a hoe. You can get anybody you want.
Right.
Like, you know what? You're right. I don't need to be a hoe.
That's what I said. I've always, haven't I said that? Like, I can fuck whoever I want to. Why am I doing that? I can fuck anybody. Like, literally. Where how far is that getting me in life? Because these men, I tell people, because somebody had posted that she's decided to remove herself from dating because she's a single mother, and Kevin, that crazy Kevin whatever guy,
Kevin Samuels,
that one said, "Oh, single mothers are shit, and they don't."
Samuels, right? Like, rest in peace, but like,
yeah. And I said, listen, me dating as a single mother, I've never had one guy look at me and be like, "Oh, you got kids? Oh, you're single, and how old are you?" Oh, no. I've had guys who are like, "Oh, you have cool kids? That's cool." And they either want me to have more kids with them, and I'm like, no, or like they're long distance, and I have to explain, like, I am not going to do long distance because I have to be here with my kids. Having kids has never given me an issue.
Stop nothing.
My age has not stopped anything. It's on the men's side.
Girl, you could be sleeping in a homeless shelter and won't stop nothing.
For real.
These men,
you could be pregnant and it will not stop the show.
It actually makes you more desirable, 100%. You're like, ooh.
He like, I'll be the daddy. Don't take care of his own kids, so what I'll get with you and be like, I'll be the daddy.
Take yours. Yep. So she's like, I think Miguel. Janae's like, I think Miguel likes you. I think you guys are okay. I said, Janae, don't say that. Janae, don't say that. So we see Miguel chatting to Kendall. He says he's still interested in Ciara, and he's actually thinking about bringing her back at this point. But he is conflicted. Is it lust or more? And I was like, damn, no. Like, he must really like her for him to be worried that maybe this is lust. Or actually, it could be something more developing. And then he does say, finally, because he has not been saying Leah at all, but he does say now he does like his connection with Leah, and he still wants to get to know her, but his connection with Ciara is more steady. And he says he's not 100% on bring her back, but he probably, maybe, possibly will bring her back. And now, so this was my thing. As long as he is upfront with Ciara, I don't mind him, like the little triangle he's creating here, right? Because I feel like 2 days, you still feel connected to Leah because you guys have talked to each other on a friendship basis this entire time. Now you're trying to get to know each other romantic. Meanwhile, you're 3 to 4 days with this girl. You can see something, maybe even possibly on the outside. I still feel like Miguel head and shoulders above like most of the guys on what he did here.
Shocker. Like the guy that like kicked his heels up and leaped out of the villa to go to Casa Amor is the one that was the most respectful and did Casa Amor the right way. You know?
I know.
Yeah. Janae and Leah again chat, and Janae's like, I'm proud that we didn't get a text about Kenny or Miguel, and hopefully they aren't offended by us sleeping in bed with someone. We were respectful in bed. And Janae says, does this say at this point Jacoby and Kenny are neck and neck for her? Because again, 3 or 4 days, so that kind of makes sense. If you can see something beyond that kind of makes sense. So she says he brings the same energy as Miguel, sorry, and that Jacoby is safe. So Kenny brings the same energy as Miguel, and that Jacoby is safer, which I think a lot of people said that, like with even hearing Jacoby talk of like After Sun and all that stuff. He does seem like he's a good guy with a good head on his shoulders.
Except for when he decided to ask Kaylor how she was feeling.
But again, like, you know, I think he was trying to be kind, like, are you okay? And he just did not.
He was trying. It wasn't out of malice, but
it was just
bad. It was just bad. And then Josiah is a risk. It's like, why is Josiah still in this conversation, girlie?
Exactly. I don't get it. He was going with 2 women. Once he said that, it was a wrap.
So I don't know if the producers were making her.
Has he been on something? Have you done any snooping and found him on something? I feel like he looks like someone like I've seen before.
Yeah, he does look familiar, but no, I haven't seen him. But also, I'm just wondering if the producers were pushing her to do that, like, oh, you know,
make it look like the cast of guys had a chance, but like never did.
And she asked Leah, "Who would you choose?" And Leah's like, "You know who I would choose."
Because I'm toxic. You know.
She choose Josiah?
He would have chose either Josiah or Kenny, because she said Kenny brings the same energy as Miguel.
Then she'd choose Kenny. So
yeah. So she's like, oh, Janae says, well, I don't think Kenny is over there doing anything crazy. And she wasn't wrong.
No, she had the right vibe. Like she had the right in the room for Kenny for sure.
Yeah. And so we do see Kenny is chatting with Sydney and in Casa, and she says she missed cuddling in bed. And he does say he did miss her. He says, damn, I'm confused. And she says, why? Well, I've been here with 3 or 4 days with you guys, and I've been with Janae 3 or 4 days, so it's conflicting. But they do agree to share a bed. And then we see George ask. I kept getting George and Jalen confused. George and yes, and Nicole. I finally figured them out last day at Casa.
George, Jalen, Nicole.
To me, George and Jalen look so much alike. I don't know
George
why.
And Jalen?
Really?
And then I just figured it out today. I was like, oh, well, they're gone now.
They don't look the same to me at all.
Yeah. So George asked Nicole if she wants to share a bed, and she does agree. And so we see Serena in the makeup room with her head down. I felt so bad for her. It was so bad for her. So Serena is crying. She's like, why does this happen to me all the time? I just feel so bad for her. So I agree. Like it was better because she got it. She got all her crying out the day before. She did.
Yeah, because like I think she might have walked out of the villa if she was disrespected without knowing that it was coming.
This one coming, yeah. So we do see villa sleeping arrangements: Jacoby and Janae, John, Nicole and George, but Kane, Ignacio, Jalen, and Josiah are all sleeping in beds alone. They said, "Damn, the video ruined things for us too." Did you hear them say?
I heard them. They like that video don't mess everything,
including for us. And Kaylor and Liv are outside on a day bed with Leah and Serena outside on a day bed, each together. And so in Casa, the sleeping arrangements were Kenny, Sydney, Sierra, Miguel, Kendall and Destiny, Daya and Cordell, Rob and Danielle, and Catherine got her own bed because Aaron slept in the inside day bed. So the next morning we see Josiah, and that's my thing with Aaron. He could have did that the entire time.
Mm-hmm. He didn't want to.
Yeah, so sleep on the inside day bed.
Oh, inside day bed, yeah.
Yeah.
Morning comes and Josiah makes Janae breakfast, and she says, "You." Like, what did he put in her breakfast?
Oh no, pancakes. He was trying to make pancakes, and he was like, "How did I do?" And she
how
was
did
like,
how did he mess it up
How
though?
you mix up pancakes?
Like, I was
But
thinking,
he
like,
can't
maybe
cook. Remember, he cannot cook. Remember, Ignacio had done
the avocado toast, and he ran it to Janae before Jacoby could get it because he's like, and they're like, "Oh, you gave it to him to give to her." He's like, "Well, Jacoby wasn't here. He did that." So it's like, next time, wait for Iggy to make breakfast. That was terrible. So
I'm thinking though he must have maybe made it too thick because you're reading it from a box slightly. I don't think that they're making it from scratch. And so he probably got the right consistency, like water to powder, but maybe he made it too thick. And then when he flipped it over, he didn't let it cook all the way through. And so it was like still raw-ish on the inside. So it was like maybe a paste. But it still wouldn't be that bad, but
you.
I love a good pancake. Do y'all prefer fluffy pancakes or crispy edges pancakes?
Crispy edges always.
Me too. I love crispy edges.
I prefer souffle pancakes, but I can't really eat pancakes any longer, so that's the problem.
Gluten?
Yeah. I miss pancakes. I miss waffles. I miss French toast. I'll eat more regularly because they have the egg, like, so more protein. So literally I'll eat protein pancakes, or gluten-free protein pancakes. Like, so I don't really eat regular pancakes anymore.
I bought some keto pancakes that I haven't tried. I'll try them tomorrow to see. Because like I don't really like sweet breakfast, but I'm trying to eat more keto friendly.
Yeah.
And so I bought some keto pancakes just to have an option in the morning.
So we do see Daya serves her king breakfast. I hope she can keep up that behavior. I hope she can keep up that behavior in the villa. Kendall says, "I hope they this was the other thing that pissed me off that he said. I hope they forgive and forget. I hope our girls
I know. When he said that, I was like, you pipsqueak.
Forgive and forget.
Oh, KB says, "I suspect he added more salt than needed." But why you wait? So you don't think it's pre-mixed?
It's supposed to be a pinch, and he put like a spoonful.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Disgusting. It's too salty. I can't even imagine what that tastes like. Just don't put salt in it at all.
Right.
I'd rather no salt than too much salt for sure.
Who told him how to make them? Was he reading the box, or did he ask Ignacio and he told him or something?
Just put some water in with the mix.
That's what I'm saying.
The kind you shake and pour. That kind is like just add water, shake it.
That's what should always just be in the villa. That's why I'm like, you guys think it was more than that? Oh my God. Prashay points out something very good here. All this is telling me is Kendall is going to be a dog and dog Nicole out if they make it outside the villa. I can see that.
Well, I don't.
That glow up has confused him. He ain't grown up all that much. Like you grew a foot, okay? You grew a foot, okay? And you lost some weight, I guess. But you're not fine. I never have thought Kendall was fine. So like for you to try to dog somebody out,
but he doesn't have any swag to me. And I'm seeing it's like he's a golden retriever, and I'm not into golden retrievers. They're just not my vibe.
Try-
I saw someone on TikTok. They're like, "Is this Kendall?" And it was like a video of him in a nightclub picking her up. And then like she had like another post with him with like a friend. And so I did some like snooping, I guess scooping, I don't know. And snooping. And I found the name and I went to the Instagram of this person and it was Kendall. And so like, I mean, no shame in picking up someone at a nightclub, but he does pick people up at nightclubs. He does go to nightclubs. And so we'll see if that changes. Like if he's going to have all these girls coming up to him now, like he's going to be going to a nightclub. He's going to be going to
and
parties.
they don't live in the same area, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know if he'll be able to resist that temptation.
He's insecure. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. But Jennifer Ruby says, try them with apples, peels on. You won't regret it. If you're talking about pancakes, I do like pancakes with apples. Yes. KB doesn't think he would. I'm not so sure about that. Nicole says, yeah, not gonna lie, Kendall is good looking. He just doesn't have a personality match, which makes him less attractive. Yes.
Well, do you know what though? If he was standing up for the girls, if he was saying like, guys, like, listen, chill out, like, think about what you have going on back there, like, you like these people. If he was saying that, we'd be like, look at him standing up to these guys. Like, he would have had a glow up in our eyes. But the fact that he wasn't taking that stance, it did diminish his attractiveness.
Very much so. So Kenny is approached by Catherine. They talk about working out, and she wants to know his connection with Sydney. He says, well, he's conflicted. He doesn't think he moves very fast in this villa or in this, experiment. And so he's not really connected physically. And she says, oh, really? So I had wanted a kiss, so no kiss then. And he's like, oh, okay, we can kiss. And then they both liked it. I saw nothing in the kiss. And he says,
I saw him like that kiss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't like the kiss. I'm saying I saw nothing in the kiss, meaning like I didn't see a connection personally.
No, it was just he just wanted a thirsty kiss. He was just thirsty for a kiss.
Oh, what?
He was just thirsty for a kiss.
Yeah. So he says Janae is creeping to his thoughts every day. He says after the kiss, though, he is thinking about Kat. And after sleeping with Sydney, he's thinking about her. And he says, if I have to make a decision today, he's screwed. He's screwed. Jalen pulls Kaylor for a chat and they head to Soul Ties, and he says he was going to make her breakfast, and she says, why didn't you? And he does ask like how she's doing, and she says better than yesterday. She was so emotional yesterday, and she feels manipulated and stupid, and she doesn't want to have regrets, but now she does. And Liv and Nicole sneak upstairs to listen. And so he does say, well, if you had to say which guy would you go for? And she said, probably you. And he does agree that especially after their challenge kiss, he feels the same. He feels something could be there. And he thinks some things happen for a reason. And he says, can he kiss her? And he does try to kiss her. She says, nope, not now. But keep pulling me for chats. I was so happy that Kaylor did this.
I know. I was really like, I get where he's coming from. Like, he wants to get into the villa. He does like Kaylor. Everything's been, conflated with this video that's being shown. She's been crying over this guy. I can understand him wanting to maybe, comfort her, get a kiss, and maybe see if there's something that could, grow between them. But I definitely was really happy that she didn't allow her hurt to come in and disrupt her dealing with the Aaron situation. Right. Because if she kissed him and then she'd feel guilty about it, and then she will feel like she didn't have a right to be mad at him for what he did. You know what I mean? And I like that she kept it separate.
I agree.
Yes. KB says Jalen going in for the kiss. He was challenging the spirit of Connor. Period.
But it was it wasn't even, the moment wasn't even there. They were as far away as you could be in Soul Ties, and he's like, and she's like,
and she was like, no. So we do see Leah and Miguel get a text. It is tonight will be a recoupling, and hashtag face your feelings. So Cordell says, oh no, I needed one more day. For fucking what?
So he could get his little piggly, what she call it?
You write it down?
Peter
What
Whacker.
does she call it?
Peter Whacker, I think it was.
Yes.
No, you get like tiddly widdly pitter wet. Yeah, like your teeny little piddly winky wet or something. It was like a lot of alliteration.
So Janae says, oh, she can't make her decision yet. She tells this to Josiah. And I'm like, why is Josiah still in the conversation?
I was like,
she's just playing games with him. She already know her
She
decision.
wasn't playing games with him. I think the producers later did that. Kenny is like, oh, this is gonna be a heat of the moment decision. Leah talks to Iggy and she says she likes Iggy, but she still sees something there with Miguel. Liv says she's not sure what she will do to Kane. And Kane says, well, take a chance. We will make good babies. Cordell, I feel if I leave Daya, I would have regrets. And if I bring her back, Serena will feel some sort of way. I'm like, so you made your decision then. Like,
right.
you don't fucking care about Serena's feelings.
Yeah.
If you did, you wouldn't have did all the stuff that you said. Yeah, so KB saying what I said. She said Peter Rocker. Serena is broken, guys. She was on the couch. Liv and Nicole are consoling her. And Nicole's like, I am so sorry you're hurting. The only thing is, I'm so glad she got it out because I think she needed to get it out so that when she went into the recoupling, she was strong again. Cordell, I had to give myself this chance. It may make or break us. And I'm saying who like
done.
who are you still talking about? Because you and Serena are done.
How can it make y'all? How can that make y'all? When they say that, how can it make you? How can it make you? Like,
and then he was wearing black. He says, "Oh, this could be a funeral," and I was like, "Yeah, yours." And then I was pissed because I'm like, Serena's also wearing black, not them matching from two different villas.
Because she knew it was gonna be a funeral. Because she knew it was gonna be a funeral. They were on the same mindset. He knew.
Yeah, I wish he was matching with Dea.
KB said no. I think if production was smart, they would have had him match with Dea. So because he's always been matching with Serena. Always, even when they're not getting dressed together. So, but yes, Mary agrees that she was going to Cordell's funeral. She looked fire in that black dress too, like in all the promos and everything. So boys, they don't regret going.
Yet.
Nicole is worried. Serena says the villa might go up in flames. And I might be the one to start the fire.
And then the messy editor is just like, show the fire pit. Like,
so the recoupling begins. Ariana enters the main villa looking
fashion on men.
What'd you say, Chantel?
How does she look good in lime green? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Don't look good in lime green.
Her stylist is, pay them all the money. They're doing a good job. Pay them all the money.
Yeah, no, she looked fire. She
had on pink shoes with that green dress, and I said, my soror is about to eat him up. The writing was on the wall.
I'm like, her makeup was sharp, her little bob was sharp.
Like, honestly, it makes me want to be friends with Ariana.
I know.
I want to be friends with you.
Oh, she said, Charlene says, yep, Ariana looks sharp. Oh, KB says, no, not the clothes. Oh, okay. But Charnice agrees that they always match. That's how connected they were. And same, Jessica says the chemistry, they have not even been in the same villa. Why would Cordell have to ruin this? I'm like, I don't know.
He was being egged on by his older brothers that were acting a fool. And he was going against his own spirit, his own feelings. Because he's being told by these guys, like, no, you need to do this. She's giving you the energy that you always wanted from Serena. Like, she's doing all the things that Serena never did for you. So you have to explore it. And so he was like, oh, I guess I have to explore it. And he went and explored it. And it's not what he actually wanted.
Yeah. KB says she and Maya literally ate at the recovery. Maya's dress was amazing. And I agree. Yes, Ariana was eating every time. And M says her bob was fire. Her bob was
fire. Her
well,
bob
Liz
was
also
fire.
says that how good she looks. She's like, she always looks so good, like a bombshell. She does.
Yes.
Yes, come out looking
And that's
and Maya
that's
come
the
out looking
energy.
like a bombshell.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the energy like Maya always brings, and that's what we kind of was saying was missing when Sarah Hyland was the host. She didn't bring that bombshell energy, and I know Chantel was saying I think it's because she's shorter, but I also think it was also her clothes because you can still look
she might be too skinny, right? Like Sarah, like she's just very she's very petite and small, and then you can be petite and small, but still have like sexy, curvy body. Like Cece is petite, small, but she's showing body. And so I think that that's a little bit different. Like you can see both Maya and Ariana have curves, even though they're petite, you know. And so I think that it's that kind of like they're just coming out and being like,
slink into the pillow,
yes.
And I think they can both dance to a certain extent, and I think that that's also. For me, what draws out sex appeal is people that being able to walk in their body. I found Sarah a bit stiff.
Yeah. So Ariana says, "How are you guys?" And Kaylor says, "Could be better." And Ariana says, "Yes, big day." She says, "Girls, stay where you are. Boys, stand with me." And girls, you have a big decision to make. You must choose whether to couple up with one of these boys or whether to stay with your guy who was just spending time at Casa Amor. So we see Liv is up first, and she kind of goes over her Love Island journey, went from Rob to Hakeem to Nigel. And I didn't even remember that Nigel got dumped like the night before Casa. And she said, "What will you do now?" And she's like, "I want to couple up with one of these boys." And I'm so glad she didn't wait for Rob.
Good.
And she does choose to couple up with Kane. And he is happy. And he says, "Oh, just look at her." And she says she's happy. He's attractive, and he does tick her boxes. So good on Liv. And then we see Nicole. She says singles, made me realize I'm falling for him. Kendall chooses to stay single because, of course, he's trying to win the game. She's happy. So is he. And Liv, "I'm so happy for you." Kendall says, "It feels good. Chatted with other girls, but no one comes close to the connection I have with you. And I was just begging to come back to you."
No, you are not. Stop lying.
Why are you lying?
They always got to take it a step further and lie. They always have to do that. It's like
I'm begging internally to myself where nobody saw this.
Like, why? Mary says same with Laura Whitmore, who gel like she was a host of a animal documentary. She was terrible host, all over the place. I think that her fashion sense was like the least of my problems with her, and they were terrible. So Leah does come up next, and she does choose to stay loyal to Miguel, even though the guys were amazing. But she says everything feels natural with Miguel, so I just wanted to keep heading in that direction. Miguel comes in with Ciara, as we knew he would, and Leah is hurt. You could see it on her face. She was hurt.
One thing, though, did you notice? I don't know if they started holding hands, but they weren't holding hands all the way to the walk up. And so I thought that was maybe Miguel kind of proving that it wasn't like him and Cece in solidarity coming into the villa, that he was still open to getting to know Leah. So that's what I was just noticing, the fact that they weren't holding hands. And they didn't walk.
Sarah was holding on to him. They weren't holding hands. She was holding on to his arm.
But at one point they weren't holding at all, though. They were walking separately, completely.
Nicole says, "I could care less about," I think she says, she's saying for Nicole and Kendall's recoupling. Same. I actually put it on 2 times speed at that point. And Mary says he was giving Jake, very much so. Dan says, "When Miguel does something bad, I still like him. He's so unserious, funny, and everyone knows he's a player, so I really don't care what he does." I mean, he didn't do that bad.
He didn't do that bad. because like we know who he wasn't pretending to be someone that he's not, right?
Yeah.
Like Aaron was pretending to be this lover boy, and he's sweet, and he's crying over his friend leaving because he found true love, and he loves Kendall and wants to meet her family and about to say the L word. Like he's pretending to be some lover boy, and then he's going in and acting like a hoe. Like that's the problem. Miguel's like, I'm a hoe. I'm going. He even said it in his intro package that I am an F boy. Like he knows who he is. And so we're not expecting him to be anything different. So it's not surprising that he pulled the wool over eyes because he didn't. So that's what the difference is.
Mary thinks Leah fumbled. She should have picked Ignacio. Pick the guy who cooks. I mean, fair assessment.
The guy who cooks. I agree, Mary.
A fair assessment. Yeah, I mean, fair assessment. So we do see that Miguel does say, oh, Kendall says, sorry, Leah. I'm like,
shut up.
Did we ask you to speak?
No.
Pipe down. Miguel says nothing has changed. Still wants to get to know Leah since they were only together for 2 days. And Ariana says, well, you do understand you coupled up with Sierra. He's like, oh, I know.
Stop saying nothing has changed. Things have changed. When you couple up with someone else and you have brought another woman into this villa, things have changed. Stop saying that.
But Leah definitely said, like, it hurts.
You still like him?
But I still like him. And so.
Oh, yeah. No, but I'm just saying for men in general, everybody, nothing, it has changed. Stop saying that.
Yeah, and Leah
differently. It's because she's acting accordingly. Yeah,
and Leah says, "I cherished those 2 days," and she's like, "Well, I mean, I liked him. I still want to get to know him. So I guess it sounded like a is what it is kind of situation." Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Janae is next, and she does choose to say single. She says she likes the guys, but ultimately Kenny never left her mind.
He didn't.
And he didn't. Like, I think it was an honest assessment of what happened. Like, I feel like she did what was right in her heart because he never left her mind. And I do feel like she felt like she would have been stringing someone along if she had kept them and then tried to keep getting to know Kenny. And sometimes you just know what you want. Shocking. So we do see that Kenny walks in with Catherine. And so I know everybody was shocked, but like I said, at the point that I saw him kiss her, I was like, I think he's going to take a chance to cover his bases. Because I do feel like I think he's young, and I don't think he wanted to feel stupid.
Well, I think, I mean, I definitely think that's the reason in the end. I think that he was, up until that kiss, I think he was planning on going back to, back single. Mm-hmm. And I think that kiss kind of messed him up, being like, whoa, if one kiss made me just consider somebody else, maybe she's had one kiss with somebody else and she's considering someone else, right? So let me bring somebody back in just in case. So I do think it was a safety measure, because they didn't have enough of anything else other than that kiss.
No.
He wasn't into that abs conversation. He was just kind of like, you got abs, we can work out.
Someone said, who is it? CJ says, poor Catherine, she looked so scared. Yeah. None of these girls don't have the balls necessary to get through this moment.
They know how to get the guy, but they don't know how to deal with the girl.
KB says, I really do think Kenny was keeping himself from potentially being vulnerable. And it's absolutely what we were saying. I do think that is something to be said to that. Again, that was the reason, remember, that they kicked Andrea out. It's one thing to get the guy and then be all about the guy, but this is about friendship. And regardless if these women see a connection for you, they still got to vote you into the finals. So
Right.
Good luck not being dumped.
Poor Janae. She just was like, I'm tired of taking L's. And I felt so bad. I just started tearing up because she has taken so many L's. And I felt for her. She just tired of taking L's. Like, let me just go home. My person must not be here because they keep dogging me out. Like, I just want to go home. So
Sasha agrees that Kenny doesn't want Catherine. He was trying to protect himself.
And I think she could feel that when he was trying to explain whatever that explanation was. He's like, well, I still wanted to.
I want it.
So, like, what?
So we do see he walks in with Catherine and Janae says, yeah, I'm done. I want my suitcase. Ari, I'm done. And Kenny's like, and the girls have to hold her back and tell her, no, you got to stay. It's okay. And Kenny says, when Ari asked him that, Janae stayed single, what do you think about that? He's like, I'm a bit surprised. I didn't think the time I spent with her, I had actually gotten her to trust me. And Janae says, so you tell me, the 3 to 4 days that you spent with her, is it as strong as the 3 to 4 days that you spent with me? Because what gave you that impression that I did not trust you? I've been sitting here doing everything, waiting for you. And Kenny says, well, I just wanted to give us more time. I thought our connection could grow. But yes, my connection with you, I feel like right now is the stronger connection.
And then Catherine's like,
because he said the connection I have with you is stronger, but I brought her back to see if her and I's connection could become as strong as yours and mine. So to me, if you're saying, right, like, I understand how I felt that he brought this girl back for a safety net. But when he was trying to explain it, if I was Janelle, I would feel some type of way, because really what you're saying is you don't want the strong connection you have with me. You brought her back so you and her can
make a stronger connection.
Get to be a stronger connection than you and I, which means you really don't want me. That's
right.
how I
would feel. I think that's the way she was reading it. But what I think the way we're reading it is that he brought her back to cover his bases.
Right.
Is the
I agree, but I'm just saying I can see why in that moment.
But I definitely agree I think that's why she had to ask the question, because Mary says Kenny pulled the Faye. And I have to agree. Like he was just like, oh, there's no way she's not there alone. There's no way. So we do see Janae say, I had so much respect for you. I only thought about you the whole time, every night. Kenny says, I thought about you as well, which we know he did because he kept mentioning her. And Janae says, I made a pillow for between whichever guy I was sleeping with and you in the back of my head the whole time. Like, fuck Casa. Fuck Casa. My dumbass wearing red. I just looked at her. I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her. Kaylor is next. And falling in love, slept outside every night. But then I got a video. And then the guys' faces were like,
video.
And she's like, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know him. Kendall. No, yes, all the shit you were doing, we saw.
Right.
We saw. Kaylor says, so I've decided I'm going to stay single. I will not be saying loyal to Aaron, but I'm also not choosing one of these boys, even though they are amazing. And so Ariana says, if he does come back, then Aaron will also be single. She says, good for him. And so he comes back and he's like so happy because he sees her alone. He's just like, yeah, let's go.
Janae's like, not so fast.
And Janae's like, slow your roll. Slow your roll.
Like, how embarrassing though to come in like so excited and they're just waiting to spit venom at you. Like,
they must have cut something out, because the way they kept saying afterwards was like, I know you guys must have gotten a video, but but it was like they must not have known that they got something because he was way too excited.
No, they didn't know.
No, they didn't
Rob
know.
was trying
Yeah.
to say that to save face because he tries to act like he's smart. They
Yeah.
didn't know anything about that video.
Yeah.
Rob, be quiet.
Oh no, I think he was saying that because of the reactions with everybody. He was saying that that you guys must have known something because of how that they were like, they weren't sitting together, Aaron and Kaylor, like they're like all like asking them questions, about her. So that he's piecing it together then. I don't think it was before them actually sitting down on the couch.
Oh, okay. So Fallon says the way that Aaron walked in was crazy. He really thinks that he was going to get away with it. I hope Kaylor doesn't. She will, but
she's going back to him. Yeah, with him
yeah,
for sure.
but I do feel like that I'm proud of her in this moment. It was the right energy and moment for this. Jaquan says Aaron thought shit was sweet. He sure did, guys. It was so funny because he goes from that and he's like, Kaylor says, well, I got a video from Casa Amor, and he's like, oh, I'll explain later. I said, not so loud now. You always so loud at recouplings, Aaron. Right. Not so loud now. Now you're mumbling.
We'll talk later. Ariana's like, no, I have all the time in the world.
All the time in the world. And then they cut. And then they come back and Ian says, it's Aaron is now at the fire pits. And as Ariana has said, we have all the time in the world. And so she's like, what do you think was on the video?
Will you tell me what you saw?
Tell me.
That's how you know. That is how you know
he's going to manipulate.
They don't want to say what they did. They want to know what you saw so they can address that. Because I can't
and adjust to be like, well, that was okay. They didn't see this, so then I don't need to tell them about this.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I really wish that she just didn't say anything that she saw. Yeah.
So Jaquan says Rob should have warned the guys that from Casa last year, man, good for nothing. But I think he did warn them, is what I'm saying. I think he did kind of warn them that, last year they got a video of what they.
Oh, that also could be why he thought that maybe you might have gotten a video too. That could have.
Yes. And I think he probably thought that the clips were shorter because they said, "Oh, you only got like a 1 minute clip." They're like, "No, we didn't."
Right.
No, we didn't. Kaylor says, I was nothing but respectful to you. And then she brings up Kendall. And she says, and Kendall, I saw that you were laughing and you were saying, oh, she's not Kaylor. And of course she's not Kaylor, but I thought you were my brother in here. How dare you make fun of this? I have real feelings for this guy. This was a real connection for me. And for you to just laugh about this situation and how he did me was wrong. And I can't believe that out of you. Kendall, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Are you still proud, Nicole?
Yeah. Aaron says, I just think we need to talk after not going, just afterwards.
No. I don't know what to tell her.
I'm not going to say it up here. Yeah, so you can take her behind the scenes
in front of everybody.
Movie night better show the truth because he's going to snow her and not tell the truth. Yes. And she should not go on the outside and not know exactly what he did.
Exactly. I mean, you could also watch the show after too, but yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Live to Kaylor, live about Kaylor. Kaylor has so much going on for her, and she's way too good for you. And Kaylor says, "Love you," and Liv says, "Love you." So next we see Rob walk in with Daniela. Yeah. You guys got a clip, and so they're all looking, and Janae's like, "Wait, that's the girl from."
No, but do you see Kaylor in the beginning? Like you found somebody. Oh my god! And they're like, "Isn't that girl?"
Yeah.
She like, "No, it can't be." And then Liv like, "Yes, it is."
Yes, it is. And so then Liv peeped it, and they all turn to Aaron. Why is Rob with your girl? Wasn't that the girl in the video?
And just like,
I'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
He does not want to answer. At first, he does not want to answer, though.
Yeah.
They keep asking him, "Isn't that Daniela?
He wasn't
Isn't
on.
that Daniela?"
He wasn't
won't
on
answer.
Traders for nothing. I'm gonna tell you the truth because he was
he was
certainly going
faithful,
through.
though.
Yes, he's certainly going through this interrogation.
Oh, that's
But yeah, so they're basically looking, and Janae's like, no, that's the girl that Aaron was with.
Is that Daniela?
And he's like, is that? He refuses to answer, and Kaylor's like, oh, it is beautiful.
Right.
And the girls can't believe it. They're like, we think passing around toothbrushes where y'all had a
Liv is crazy. Liv is wild. She like, and we thought sharing a toothbrush was strange. And I'm like, they sharing toothbrushes? That is so nasty. Now you know they together if they sharing a toothbrush.
Like, Rob is like, it was great to survive Casa. Danielle was happy with her journey. Really? Rob just wants to get to know her. Aaron still refuses to respond. It was just so bad.
Like they were so big and like, oh, we're like so proud of our decisions and our choices, and you know we were true to ourselves and we followed through with like what we needed to know and like this is part of it too, guys. Like the aftermath is also part of your decisions. So. Right. The fact that they're like all silent and quiet about it,
right?
And you know, Rob later rolling his eyes all over the place. It's like this is part of the repercussions, babe.
It's like, what did you think was going to happen?
Well, forgive and forget.
Yep.
Oh yes, that's true. Sharnice says, as many times as she watched that video, Kaylor didn't recognize her.
Because it was too shocking. There's no way that Rob would be bringing in the girl that her guy has been cheating on her within the villa. Like it's just like you would never think that was her. It's
and
so
she cried so much her eyes shut. Shani, she couldn't see.
She's like,
she was from her crying. Her eyes were shut a little bit. She couldn't see the girl good.
Jessica says, I've clocked Daniela as well. She is in the boat with Daya. And as far as I'm concerned, all those faces that they were making during Serena's speech pissed me off. I didn't even look at them. Yeah, I mean, maybe they think, listen, they might think that they are the, you know, Taylor to the Bergie, or, you know, I mean, Taylor and Bergie are the only ones that got into the final, though. Oh, and Kai and Sanam, and they won the show, but neither of you give any of those girls energies. Y'all will be dumped, and y'all might be dumped single, and these men will still be in this villa.
Yeah, what's your name? Daya is going to be dumped for sure. I don't know what's going to end up happening, but like Daya and Cordell will be dumped for sure.
Katie says it's literal pass arounds. Yeah.
Would you want to be a pass around?
No.
I would never be a pass around.
I don't even want to be around, let alone a pass around.
No.
Fallon says, I don't know. There's no way these Casa girls don't know how popular the OG girls are, right? I don't think they do. I'm going to tell you the truth. The way that they're acting,
They think
I don't. Right. I think they thought that, like, Daya really thinks that she has the leg up on Serena.
Yeah, I think that's because she knows people were talking about Serena maybe in the comments on social media, so she feels like she has one up on her.
Well, she wouldn't know that because she was.
Yeah, she wouldn't get social media, but she read the episodes, I think.
Oh, just the episode.
Right. Okay. So I think probably the pieces they might have showed her, maybe she thought, oh, they're not in a real couple. Nobody is going to want her with him. I will go after him and everybody will be happy, and I will be the Taylor to the Vergie.
Yeah, I guess so.
But wanted her own story, right? So she's going to believe what she has decided that she's believing. She's like, oh, well, it looks like, yeah, it looks like Serena doesn't want to be with him. So I'm going to go in and be everything that Serena isn't to
Right.
get this guy. Like it was all
It
target.
wasn't hard. It wasn't hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's not hard.
And as Sasha says, Danielle is about to go home just like Andrea. She will, because
Everybody's attached to Rob. Rob goes home.
like he should have probably bring back Destiny, because she might have snuck through with him. But
Yeah.
Daniela,
Rob wanted to be in the mess, though. Rob wanted to be in the
he
mess.
wanted to be in the mess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
KB says Daya thinks that because of Cordell, she didn't anticipate Cordell losing favor. That's what I'm saying. I think she thought, oh, he's got to be popular. His brother's Odell Beckham Jr., and she's not been giving him the correct energy. I'm going to come in, be his fantasy girl, and the man has not even cracked 100K on
I think he might have now,
Instagram.
because he was at 95 yesterday, I believe.
Well, I mean, at the point that we were looking at it, I've watched people walk into this villa with millions of followers and get dumped. They will get dumped.
I think this time they might get dumped to set a precedent about Casa Amor, because this was the way that the men went in Casa Amor. I don't think that for the long-term success of the show, I don't think that
they have to cut it off
like how this has done. So I think that if they get punished to a certain degree for how they were moving in Casa Amor, I think it will just set a precedent for future seasons. So I can see like all the like Cordell dumped, Rob dumped, like all these people dumped that like had a bad showing in Casa Amor, just to prove.
Jaquan doesn't think that Cordell will be dumped. He has too many fans, and it was only dry humping. Again, understand, I don't think he's going to get in the top of any vote. And so he will be at the bottom. And then it might be up to the Islanders. He will get dumped. They will send him home
to be with what's his name? What's her name?
Yeah,
Daya.
Daya doesn't realize that her own behavior and Cordell's flip makes them the villain and Serena the Casa victim. Yeah. And Rachel agrees with you, Chantel, that the boys were gross this season and they aren't even remorseful. And it needs to stop.
She said, do you have anything to say to her? He was like, sorry.
Yeah,
and Liz was like, that's it.
So let's have that conversation, because Serena is next, and she's like, well, we had a conversation before we left. I meant everything I said, and I rolled accordingly. But it looks like everything he said in his last conversation to me was lying. Now, also, guys, we do see that Serena and Cordell exchanged rings. Now, I think a lot of people thought it was just her giving him a ring. They exchanged rings because the moment when she saw that video, she took her ring off. Mind you, he is still wearing her ring, holding hands with another girl.
I wish he called him out on that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
you probably didn't notice, though.
I don't think you noticed yet.
Yeah.
Because he's going to bring it out like, see, I'm still wearing it. Are you fucking kidding me? You still wearing?
It's even worse. That's supposed to remind you not to do that fucking shit.
Yeah. So I do think there was a conversation that we missed because we never saw them exchange rings.
We never saw that.
Mm-hmm. And people are not understanding. If a guy and I exchange rings,
it's a pinky promise.
That means that we are serious.
Yeah.
We might still be open, but they were serious. I don't care what anybody says.
I just don't understand why on Wednesday they don't show unseen bids or something.
I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe they just don't have the editing team to do that. So we do see Serena as well decides to stay single and not couple back up with Cordell. She says, I will not put up with disrespect, dishonesty, and distastefulness. And Kendall says, damn. And so Cordell does come back in with Daya. And So this was the funny part, because somebody was saying that Cordell was the only one holding Daya's hand still. Everybody else dropped their other person's hands. The reason why he was still holding her hands because Daya ordered him to keep looking down, and then tells him
to look up.
No, she told him to look down first. Did not look at them, because he's like, oh, they're staring at me. And then she's like, no, oh, don't look at them. Look down, look down. And she was holding his hands. And then and then she's like, oh, no. You got to look up. You're a confident king.
Sorry, it's giving like child and his mummy, like, you know, going to face the principal.
So he needed to hold her hand because he could not see, because he was looking down until she told him to look up. So then he does come up, and Ariana explains the situation. Serena is single, and that you chose Daya, and what do you think about her being single? And he mumbles, and Serena and Liv said, "Speak up."
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Oh, I'm sorry. Liv says, that's it? Well, I kind of knew and felt like she would be standing there alone, and I have been feeling shitty. Serena, wasn't too shitty when you was getting it on in the bed, dry humping. I understand you guys got a video, but some of that has been taken out of context. No. Nothing was taken out of context there. It definitely happened. We got 2 clips.
Right.
The dry humping was clear.
Right.
And it was like, I don't understand what he thinks was taken out of context. Like she was on top of you, but they do get to that part. And so, Miss Love says, oh, I hate my comments always do that. You can tell by the dynamics that Daya is running the show. Yeah. Yep. And that's why I said his family is going to make him leave her at Nampani in Fiji International Airport.
Exactly.
She will never go home and meet them.
You're like, you need to clean up your image and get rid of that girl. Like,
right.
Yeah. So she says, so FYI, I was sleeping outside getting tore up by mosquitoes while I was missing you, wanting only you. And he didn't get anyone in here. So he didn't get anyone to give him any attention. So he didn't get to explore. So I'd hoped, but I knew that, she said, I hope that he had done it in a respectful way, but you didn't. And I'm disappointed, but not surprised, because I knew in the back of my head that once he got some attention, he'd go get his little Peter Whacker touched up.
A little wet.
And he would go for anything. So
did you see their faces though? Like, I think they're just like,
listen, first of all, she clapped when they came up. She's like, guys, like,
yeah. And Kendall had that look in his eyes, like, oh, it's going to hell in the handbasket now. She clapping.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm glad you found someone, babe.
Good
and so Ariana asked him, well, why'd you bring back Daya? He's like, well, when I was with Daya, like, I just felt like, that I had to see if it was strong here. And I was thinking about Serena the whole time. She's like, wow, that's crazy. You was thinking about me when you was smacking that ass?
And Liv was like, yeah, because he was smacking it. We saw it.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm telling you, I wasn't doing that. And the entire girls was like, we saw you. You guys were kissing and you were grinding on each other. And that's when you see Daya's face just like, eyes wide open.
She knows it's true.
Like, I think she didn't realize how far in that they were going to show, or maybe she didn't realize how far the cameras could see on the thing because they were at the end. So I don't know if maybe she thought they were doing it.
Well, like, and also there was so many other people in the room. So, like, remember it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, because Aaron and Danielle was right in the bed next to them,
and they were all looking at them
too. Right.
So Mary says Daya got pregnant, is going to get pregnant before leaving, fitting to secure the bag. I can see it. I can see it doing it. Sasha says Mika going in tonight. Listen, they deserve it. I'm sorry. Yeah, like Heffa, you've been spoiled. Like you can see their face. Like, oh wait, they showed all of that.
Yeah, we all know who you are. We see you for who you are. Yeah.
So we do see Cordell says you're obligated then to feel how you feel. I'm not going to disrespect how you feel. Serena says, great. I really wish you the best. I wipe my hands of this shit. I don't deserve it. Cordell says, I'm sorry. Serena says,
and put it in her fucking holster. She put it in her holster.
Yeah.
And guess what? Kendall did not say one word to defend him. He's been hyping him up this whole time. And as he was being skewered like a rotisserie chicken,
he's like, oh, he deserved it. You weren't giving him where was all of that energy, Kendall? Where is all that energy? So Serena just says, don't talk to me anymore. I don't want to hear from you. Right. And so Ariana does say the recoupling is complete.
Because Ariana like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Boys, and then two girls come in who did not get picked, which was Destiny and Sydney, and they all leave.
Why Leah say, oh, they chose the wrong girls. Why Leah?
I mean, to be fair, I think those are two of the prettiest.
They're all really pretty though.
They're all really, really pretty. But I do feel like Destiny was a really pretty girl. And I like if you see Sydney made up, I do feel like she was, because I don't feel like she was she felt a little more plain Jane when they were in Casa, but seeing her all like tall goddess makeup, she looked she looked good. So I to be fair, and I feel like both of their fashion sense was here over some of these other girls, definitely over Daya. Daya looked. I didn't like her outfit. I didn't like that dress. Danielle looked good. I think that might be why Kaylor didn't notice the difference. She did look different in her outfit and stuff.
It's too innate. It's too crazy that Rob would bring in that girl.
Yeah,
Rob would know what was going on, right? That's too. She couldn't think that they would possibly do that. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah. And Perche said, she said in response to, oh yeah, they're all really pretty. Yeah, because Janae's a girl's girl. And Catherine looked like her outfit looks terrible. Her makeup looks terrible. She's solid, but not like, I wouldn't say she was bombshell material personally.
She'll look better than Janae.
Well, I mean, the fact that she went in and got that kiss and got herself in the villa. Yeah.
I mean, strategically she did well, but
the skin is weak, like all the other men, weak.
Yeah, KB says, I sort of think Catherine was punching with Kenny. Yeah, she kind of is. So we do see her say, I don't know if anybody else peep it. Ariana says, I will see you all very soon.
I did peep it.
Yeah. So Janae starts crying. And then we do see a preview for Sunday night. And it's Cordell going back and forth with Serena. She's pissed. Kenny breaking down and crying. Now, what did we think about Kenny crying?
Kenny's my new sweet angel, though. I feel like he's just young and stupid. Yeah. I think that he didn't really realize how badly he fucked up, and he sees all the other guys, they're bringing a girl back, and it's like, oh, forgive and forget. Like, I don't think that they realized how badly this recoupling was going to go down. And I don't think that he actually think that Janae would stop talking to him. Mm-hmm. And so I think that he's just like hurt by the fact that like she's dead in the situation.
Right. Yeah. She does say that you need to tell me now, is it me or is it her? So we will find that out what he says. And And then we see Daya is upset because she doesn't feel like her feelings are getting, thought about in the villa.
By who? I guess she's trying to say Cordell, because she probably feels like
Cordell's spending all his time running after her, maybe?
running after Serena, begging for forgiveness and argue. Even if he's arguing with her, he's giving her some type of energy and not, you know what I mean? Because we know the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So the fact that you fussing and stuff, you still got, it's still something there. So she probably like, dang, I ain't seen him all day. He didn't think about me.
He did not say any of the shit that he was saying in his ITMs. Nothing in the shit that he was saying to the guys, like, oh, she gave me the energy I was looking for. Oh, like we just, our connection was just faster than what you and I had in a few weeks, then in a couple days, and I just couldn't see myself leaving there without any regrets. He didn't stand on nothing. He didn't stand on business whatsoever.
Folded like a chair.
Folded like a chair. Folded like a chair. Jessica says, I'm telling you right now, Cordell's gonna want that old thing back. But we knew that. We knew that the minute that he saw Serena standing there upset, that he wasn't gonna know what to do. And the thing is that I think Daya probably thought that he would ignore her because he probably doesn't like her as much, because I'm giving her more energy. What she does, what she failed to understand is he liked the energy that Serena was giving him.
Thank you.
And you know what else, though? All that Daya has is her sexual prowessness, right?
Yeah,
That's all that they did in the villa was they kissed, she straddled, they dry hump, they, you know what I mean? They talk about this connection. That's all they have. He's not going to be about to be doing that all up in front of Serena. So that is what's going to be happening, is he's going to be rejecting her sexually. And that's all that she has over Serena right now.
Yes.
So that's why she's probably shedding these tears. It feels like, oh, Serena, like he won't kiss me. He won't make me feel like he wants me to be here. And like, and it's because he's being respectful because he can't do that in front of her face because he doesn't want that smoke. Yeah. And so that's
even worse to know that they've already like shown on national TV stuff that you thought maybe that was hidden in the bedroom or something, because the way he kept saying it was like, no, you don't understand. Like that didn't. I'm like,
because it was under the covers, the white covers in the daylight.
Hello, y'all shouldn't have did it in daylight. That's why I kept saying. I was like, did he take her to the hideaway? Because
UK, there's a bombshell comes in and it's like riding a guy in the night camera, and we could see it very clearly. So, like daytime underneath the white cover, we're gonna be able to figure out what's going on, babe.
Yeah, so like all of that sexual thing, energy that he was displaying, and that's all she has, and he can't do that with her all day because there's more people in the villa, more conversations, and he's going to have to kind of ignore her if he wants to get on a, like, even if I know he's not going to want to not be friends with Serena. Like, I'm sure that even at the least, he's going to want to be friends with Serena. And so he can't ignore Serena. And
that man was down there the next morning making breakfast, and she thought that plate was for her and him, and it was a plate for her and a plate for Serena. That probably was the first thing that probably set her off. You used to making breakfast for him, but now he back in the villa, and you about to see that that's not how things work over here. He makes her breakfast.
Like, it would be even worse if she comes and makes Cordell breakfast and Cordell goes and makes Serena breakfast. I want it. I want it.
I love to see it.
I would love to see it. But yeah, no. So KB does say Serena looked absolutely gorgeous. Her face does not decline. She looked amazing even without makeup. She looked amazing.
I text my line sisters and I'm like, y'all watch this show tonight because our soror needs our emotional support.
But yeah, let's read a couple of last comments. Alyssa, hi Alyssa. Alyssa says these women ate up so bad. They sure did. And it's going to be the OG girls versus everything. That's the other thing. You might have one or two what? She has 3 people in the villa with her. Sierra, Daniela, and Catherine.
Yeah.
And there's 6 of them.
It's only Daniela though, and Daya, I think that's because they're like, I love you.
Oh yes, that's true. They're probably the most
Catherine won't
monkey.
say nothing
But
to them.
Catherine ain't gonna say
Catherine was trying to sink in her seat and not be seen. She was like, her and Kenny were shook. Like, this is not what we.
and
I think though I think that Kenny probably thought that all the guys are doing this, so like it's not going to be a big deal. Like I think that if he knew that this was going to be the outcome, he would have been like, we're good, Janae. We're good. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't need to test nothing. Like, I'm good. I'm coming back. Like, he had to do it all over again.
Miss Love says Serena did her big one. I love a woman that stands on business. She did, and I know at least we didn't see any real previews of Kaylor other than her crying. I don't know about her standing on business. I think he's gonna sweet talk his way out of this, and we won't get another thing until movie night. And even then, I don't see her. CJ thinks that Sierra is tired of these men. She might go home. I think I love the OG girls that but they are all vulnerable now. But that's the thing. The entire villa of OG girls are vulnerable. They have to fix that because again, you lose them, you lose your show.
And thank you to CJ Tamika. She had made a post and she was saying how positive you were, and she was thanking you for your channel and being somewhere. She had said it earlier. You were talking, with so many messages, but I just wanted to thank her for saying that about you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Chantel, she said it about all of us, but
KB wasn't surprised by Kenny, just disappointed. I think that's where I was as well. Not surprised, but disappointed. Mary does feel like Kenny fumbled. And I kind of agree, but I think he can get it back. I think
he was crying like a baby in that review. I mean, he was crying.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't like Catherine enough to completely throw away what he has with Janae.
No, I think now
the reaction is.
Yeah, I think now knowing that he has a chance with Janae, I think he'll just try to figure out how he can fix it.
But now, is it going to be a men choose again? That's not fucking fair.
It shouldn't. I don't know. There's
but it's not enough men. It's no men are single. So all 4 of the girls will go home?
There's no way.
The only man that's single is Aaron.
Can you imagine? So will they do what they did on Love Island UK where they have a couple's vote and then all the girls are single that are not part of the vote like they did me?
Oh, that would be great. I was thinking that as well, being like the vulnerable girls are not eligible to be part of this dumping. Only people in couples and like.
That would be wonderful.
That would be wonderful. Producers
get out of here. They need to be punished.
Yes.
Punishment.
Yeah. Adrian says Rob first out of this.
I wanted to go on first.
Hey, Miss Good, miss you. So I think that's also a good thing.
I think we can Cordell and Dea out first, just because it was just such a bonehead move on his part that like he needs to really understand how bad. Like, he needs a wake up call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I want Rob out first. Or maybe Kendall, and I want Aaron and Cordell to be stuck in there and to see bombshells come in for Kaylor and Serena, and for them to just have to watch them make connections with other men.
They can watch it from home. We don't need their commentary. We don't need their input on this. They can go home. I don't think anybody's voting Aaron out. He'll apologize. Kaylor will take him back. The white people will get back on his side. I'm not worried about him. Cordell, I think will go. If Keenan could go, Cordell could go. I don't see how he's in.
And that's a shame that they keep Rob. Rob doesn't bring anything. He needs to go.
If Cordell did not want to move at Serena's face, he should have said that before Casa, but looks like he was never okay with it. And yeah. I was saying KB says I feel nothing for Daya, and neither do I, and she can get dumped. like expeditiously. Jennifer Ruby loved every second of Serena tonight. And Mary points out, how did we end up with 4 girls single? Love Island has failed these women. They did. And I do kind of agree. I feel like I think we need to right the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like Chantel's saying, maybe we do need to be like, well, y'all brought all these women back. Do you want to stay with them or not? You're going to be dumped.
Right.
Like, of all these couples that chose somebody from Casa Amor, will like, are they strong enough to continue in this journey? If they're not, dump them and right the ship.
Yeah, they could easily actually do this to save the women. Like, I'm reiterating what you just suggested.
Yeah,
it's like, just be like, we're gonna test these couples, the people that felt that they were strong enough to outlast Casa Amor or find a new connection. So if you think that this is a strong, compatible couple, vote for these couples, and then we'll just be able to dump 1 or 2 of the couples.
Yeah. Yes. And I think if people know in the future that you can be voted out of this game based on how you rode Casa Amor, you just chose a random girl, you did not build an actual connection, genuine connection, it was just physical and it fizzled out, you won't do that shit no more.
Exactly.
Because that's the point of the show. The point, and I've been saying it for days because people are like, oh, well, Serena did that. And so I said, okay, so then Cordell can get dumped because what I'm telling you is he screwed the pooch. He was polling under Rob, guys. Meanwhile, before that, he was polling first.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with the fact that, Serena was like just so thankful that he was willing to take it at her pace, because she's probably maybe lost some connections before for like moving too slowly or them not wanting to respect that pace. And so the fact that he was, and that like, she was becoming increasingly more affectionate and more intimate with him, the fact that just went out of his mind because she wasn't grinding on him day 2 or day 1 even. Like, she wasn't straddling him and giving him all the energy that Dea gives him. Like, it's just really unfortunate that he forgot about the connection that they actually built, the friendship.
Yeah. And then even that, I think he even worse didn't do the right thing, because I think people would have been like, oh, well, yeah, this girl likes him and he likes her. So like Jessica's saying here, Cordell, don't make a bunch of excuses. Stand on your decision at the very least. And then people be like, oh, well, he just found a better connection, because that's what everybody kept saying. You guys want him to stay with her and she's not a good connection for him. He should go into Casa Amor and find a better connection. Okay. Do you guys think that this is a better connection? Based on what he said today, does he even think that this is the better connection?
Nope.
That's not what I'm getting.
The comments and the guys were like, really? Really, dude? I'm sitting up here defending you, and you gonna get up there and say this? Man, you get what you get. Like, men were going off, like the few men that do comment, because they have been riding for him and dragging Serena and all this stuff, but they were like, nah, you gonna come back, and then you ain't even gonna stand on it.
Because he was supposed to, him and Kendall was supposed to be like, bitch, you did this to him. You left him on the dance floor. You didn't even really like him. You didn't have a connection with him. That's why he found a better girl, a better connection. And her name is Diane. She's better than you. And he could not say that because it's not fucking true. It's not true. KB says this was hands down the best recoupling in the entire franchise history, and I believe the longest.
I agree.
Based on my typing, yeah.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. KB says, I sort of think Kenny can come back from this. Yeah, I do agree with that. Jessica says the girls were cucking me up every time a Casa girl came in. They kept saying, y'all had a time. Y'all big one. It was so funny. It's like, wow, what?
Janae was like, y'all savage.
Yeah. Rachel agreed with Tito's earlier comments about us. Some of these Black women YouTubers are being so male centered, and I've unsubscribed because I don't support it. And I have found that some of the comments have been very male centered. Like, she basically either she should have fucked him, or she should be okay with him being almost fucked by this girl and coming back with her. And I'm like, and I don't know. Do you guys think it's new viewers who don't understand the point of Casa Amor or this show? Or do you just think, because there are a lot more eyeballs on it because of Ariana, because of Love Island Games, because it's streaming and word of mouth. And I do feel like some UK watchers have also started like moving over to Love Island USA, because the main show hasn't been that as great, and the word of mouth of ours has been good, and it's actually living up to the hype. So do we think it's that's bringing that energy, or it's just that just,
well, I think it's that not having, like, seeing something one way and then not having the space to maybe shift that perception.
Mhm.
Like, you could have a thought about something and be like, you know what though? I don't know if I feel that way anymore. And I feel like they stand in their one way that they thought about.
that
and
has what they have to roll with. Yeah.
They just don't switch up from that.
Yeah. Fair.
And they don't allow themselves to be maybe wrong, or maybe like, you know what, like maybe I'm seeing that incorrectly. Like they just dig their heels in and they're like, no, this is my stance. It's kind of what it feels like, because I'm just shocked that so many of them, like I that's why I wanted to come on and talk to you guys. I know that for the most part we have similar views and perspectives of most of these situations, and if we don't, we can still understand where each other are coming from.
Mhm.
I want to watch some recappers sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want to watch it because I'm not going to like their opinion, and I'm just going to turn it off. And there's actually not very many people that I can watch that have the similar opinion to me about Love Island USA right now, and I'm just like, why am I an anomaly right now? Like, I feel like we're
like you're in a twilight zone. I agree.
Right, and like really, I don't know, we're giving a lot of leeway and room for people to be themselves, but I feel like we're calling it correct.
I do feel like, and I've been giving leeway to Cordell and Dia. I'm like, well, maybe it is the better connection. He just was disingenuous to Serena because he actually likes physical attention more than so if that's the case, if that's what you like, which in my opinion, then you should say, no, girl, because I feel like Marco did that with Destiny. His whole thing was, no, I have to be physical with somebody from the beginning, right? And Destiny said, well, that's not me. What I didn't like was the way he tried to paint her as the villain, because she did not want to do that. And that was my issue with Marco the entire time, because then he, like, the girl he wanted eventually walks in the villa, but you're trying to get Destiny dumped. You're still trying to paint her as the villain, and you won't see other side that she, like, you and her were just not compatible, and that's fine. And just find who you're compatible, but you guys were both honest and true to yourselves. Right. And so I feel like that's my issue with Cordell right now. He was not honest and true. If his self is, he likes physical pleasure from start to finish.
Physical touch is his, like, he likes that. He did. I think he said that's his love language. I think so.
But she was holding his hand. They were laying each other lap, cuddling. I don't feel like she wasn't giving him physical attention. I feel like she wasn't giving him sexual attention. That's why I'm saying, if you wanted to like fuck from morning to night, that's a different conversation.
Right.
And that was my
and then also though, with a lot of people that are saying that she only was coupling up with him to stay in the villa, and like because it was a recoupling, whatever. I felt, I wasn't sure at sometimes about that, but then why aren't they giving any smoke to Dea, who's actually doing that?
That's like, what I said.
like
she's actually
coming in with sexual energy because she wants to get on the show, get into the villa, and date his brother.
Right.
And so why is that less villainous than Serena, who maybe it's a slow burn, and like their relationship and her fondness and her attraction to him is something that had to grow? Why is that more?
That's because Serena was transparent and honest about her journey and her intentions and how she was feeling at all times. Daya is presenting that he is a short king that needs to be treated a certain way, and she's just there to cater to him. Like she's singing the Destiny's Child song, "Cater to You," and this is what I'm gonna do, and that's what she makes it seem like. So she doesn't make it seem like she's using her sexual. She just makes it seem like, oh, I'm just want to cater to him and give him anything he wants and needs because he hasn't been treated right. And again, you got to bring my name up to boost you up. You got to put me down to boost you up. And I've never liked that, because if you all that, you don't have to bring up anybody else and talk bad about them to boost yourself up. So that's how she came in. So they don't feel like she's villainous, because they feel like, yeah, Cordell, he finally getting some. He finally getting some, so it's like she tries to come in like she's a hero or something. So I don't know. That's just all I can think.
Miss Love says the people have determined that Serena deserves whatever she's getting from Cordell because she was hesitant and trying to protect herself while growing a relationship. I just don't understand. I am glad there are people who just don't understand, because there are some people who are just adamant. But also, I think it's also possible. I'm going to take basketball, WNBA, for example. There are men watching the WNBA clips and listening to the media news and making determinations of what should and should not be happening in the league based on that, rather than actually watching the games and actually watching the players and actually understanding stats and what is going on, like they would do a basketball game, right? So is it possible that some of these people aren't actually watching the show with intention of actually understanding what is going on, and just maybe are watching just like certain clips or whatever, and not getting the entire context? If you're just watching the major parts of Serena and Cordell's journey, whereas like us, when we watch the show, when we recap the show, we're looking in the background to see what they were doing. I'm like, oh, they were holding hands back there, or they were having conversations, and you're watching how their energies pull each other. Like I said, they have been
evidence to support our claims or our opinions. Absolutely.
Yes. That they match together all the time, sometimes not even on purpose, stuff like that. If you're not paying attention to those little things and just the major parts, I seriously listen. I think was I fast forwarding through his shit at that point. I was just like, oh yeah, he's gone. Like, hopeful thinking.
Or wasn't gonna say, but you know what I meant.
Yeah. Jessica says Cordell really played this role wrong. He did too much, and I really think that he didn't do that stuff in bed, Serena would still be open to him. I agree.
Absolutely.
And that he fucked up their story arc. And it's like you were saying, that friends to lovers story arc, it is a popular romantic story arc for a reason. People write major books about it. They write books over and over. Songs about it. And
I didn't know that the person I'm in love with has been standing in front of me my whole life.
Exactly.
Like, all the time. I didn't see him. I couldn't see him till now. And like, she would have probably been treating him.
She was coming that way. She was like, we're not in a friendship couple anymore. I really like you. She had done all this confessing. They had been physical in the bed the night before. She was coming around. And if you would have given it another 4 or 5 days a week, and y'all kept getting all physical and more physical in the bed,
and then also seeing that the audience was supporting their duo.
How dumb can you be? That's right. Why Kendall sat there and made sure to break up you, because the audience was supporting y'all and not him.
Exactly. They kept being in the bottom or close to the bottom. And this is also the thing. You also set these boundaries for yourself, and you broke them. Right. You set these boundaries for yourself and still broke them.
Aaron, we're going to sleep outside, right? We're not going to kiss outside of the challenges. And like the first doing both.
That was the other thing that he screwed himself on. He shouldn't have did all of that, because that Serena wasn't even there at the time. Jaquan says Ciara had more respect for herself than Daya, and because Miguel and her could have got it on, same thing. Like, and they both stopped each other because they were both like, no, this is not the way to do it.
Right.
This what's so crazy.
Yeah, Miguel has more like self. Like,
I know
and
when he was
self-respect.
like, "No, I'm not gonna do it," and kisses. I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" But yeah, you over there. Oh my goodness.
And Jaquan says, I always pay attention to the little things too. See who's talking to who. When Isla doesn't get screen time, or when Kendall tries to talk to Sierra, so Miguel tried to talk to another. That's what I'm saying. If you're paying attention to those little background clues that are happening, you develop what is actually happening in the story. That is how in season 2 we were like, oh shit, Justine and Caleb like each other. They're in the background always talking to each other, and we're sitting there texting CBS, show us them, they're in the back, they're having conversations, and we're not seeing them. They were only showing Sally and Johnny. And then once we started doing that, and the only reason why too was people after one of the challenges, people saw them outside just like kissing each other. Yeah. So it's like, no, something is going on there, and you're not showing it to us. And so that I'm wondering if people are just watching clips or fast forward, because people do say that they fast forward through it, and it's just like watching the challenges and watching what's happening there, and not really watching the entire story.
Right.
Or maybe they're watching it on 2 or 3x and like not really getting all the information.
Yep.
Right.
They're just getting like a grand scope of things, but like not really seeing some of like the minute, instances.
I mean, and KB has a fair point that from what I see, most reviewers have simply picked a side and refused to consider that both people are complex and two things can be true. Also fair.
Absolutely. Nuance is very lost on people.
That is true. That is very, very true. So I'm trying to see if there's any other major comments. Rachel says, I think it's because people expect Black female islanders just to be grateful for any attention. They're not allowing Black people to set boundaries, Black women to set boundaries and move around. And yeah, I talked about this very, very much so that is the case, that they don't feel we should just take whatever shit that we get, even if it's shit. And that's it. Matt brings up something I had wanted to discuss with you guys really quickly. Maura said on the After Sun preview that 2 iconic ex-Islanders were returning to Love Island as an After Sun exclusive. So I'm curious about that. Which Love Island USA people could be coming on to find love again on this show?
I thought she was saying they were coming on After Sun. They're actually coming on the island?
Oh.
Yeah, because the guest is going to be Bananas.
Yeah.
Which I still don't understand.
He claims he loves the show.
Yeah, and then her regular panel.
Commentary, though, to be honest. Like, this was a good episode for him to come on, I think.
And then her regular panel, which is Sally and
Ariana.
Leo and Ariana.
And she said one more person was
KK.
coming.
She said, and KK. I'm so happy they flew KK out to Fiji. You listen. I love when our Black women continue to get opportunities post show, because it's very hard to continue to get these types of opportunities post show, especially depending on your storyline. So they flew KK to Fiji to chat. So we're gonna get.
Are they gonna be finding love, or they just coming like?
I think they're gonna be finding love. That's what I kind of get from it.
Could it be Leo? Like, I know you said that.
I thought it was Leo at first, because at first it sounded like he was coming there for love, but then he's been on the show and he's been watching. So I'm like, would they do that?
He's only been on one episode, right?
No, he's been on.
No, he comes on. He's on the panel. He's on
the panel.
Oh, maybe I didn't watch the whole thing. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what
Leo is like the type of bombshell energy that we need to go in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Leo would go straight for him. Leah would go straight for him, because that's the toxic energy she likes.
Isn't he a Leo as well? Yeah, that would be some dynamite.
I'm trying to think of what, like, it has to be somebody we'd recognize.
Who would make an impact that we care about?
Correct.
Johnny Middlebrook.
Yeah.
No,
he's on baby duty. He's home with the baby. I'm trying to think. Season 1. It better not be Yaman. I can't stand his fucking ass. So
No,
no.
I don't think so. I haven't really heard about a peep about him.
Yeah, and it would need to be guys. We need more guys to
Well,
like.
who's been doing stuff still? Like maybe it could be Cinco because he was on a couple shows now, so maybe he's gonna come back.
Definitely could be Cinco.
Um,
He's single. Him and his girlfriend broke up.
Oh, really?
And he's not been getting on the challenge. They won't put him on.
Why?
oh, there's no more Challenge USA, so
Yeah, and he hasn't translated to the main show, and
Oh, okay.
it took Johnny a while before they even put him on, and then they did.
What about
Oh God, who?
Timmy?
Timmy. He didn't win the show. That would
What
be
season was that?
season 4.
Four.
Is it Calvin?
He says I heard Carrington.
Carrington. I did hear Corey. No, Corey.
Please, no.
Corey
won.
is spelled with
won.
a K.
It is spelled with a K, and no Corey. Corey, because every time Corey's supposed to go on the show, he does something to fuck it up, and I don't need that here. And I love Corey. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Corey. He's a sweet guy, but he's not too red in the head sometimes. Carrington, I did hear actually. To be fair, I did hear Carrington's a good bomb, and he didn't really get a chance on Love Island Games. He's a good bombshell. Carrington would be a good bombshell. Isaiah, who's Isaiah?
With Sydney, remember?
Oh,
Season 4.
No, he's a good bombshell, but he's also not faithful. But he is older now because that was also season 4. It's been what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I said the same thing, KB. I said Calvin, but I don't know if he'd want. I think he exited
from him.
I think he exited stage left on the reality TV scene. Jared Evans would be a good one. He just did X on the Beach or something in the UK, and he was on season 4 of Love Island USA, but he just had a baby too, so I'm not sure. Jalen from season 2, no, he's with some famous girl.
And it's only guys, or are we just guessing that?
Oh, so right now we're just guessing guys, but we could start guessing girls.
I wonder if Mackenzie would go back for a third time.
Mackenzie, I think she's still going strong with her boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Because she started doing a bit of the reality TV circuit, so I was like,
yeah. Imani would also be a good choice. I don't know who she would couple up with, except for Cordell. He would love Imani, actually, to be fair. It's like literally. Kira is, I think she's dating some girl.
She's dating a woman now, I think, right now.
Yeah. I think she's dating somebody. Jalen is with the one content creator. Yes, she is. Kirsten, I think she was still with her.
Looks like that older guy, right? Yeah.
Andre. Why is Andre escaping me?
Andre.
I just remember Andre from UK. Why am I Andre?
Yes, Jessica's saying there are too many single girls and it should be.
Oh no, Andre. Was that was UK, right?
Andre was UK with Catherine.
With Catherine, yeah. Andre, Love Island, USA.
Did what's his name, Will and Thing, get back together again? They got engaged, right?
Oh, Andre is married and has like 2 more children, guys.
Oh wow,
that is.
Yeah, that's the season 3 guy that came in, was coupled up with Trina at the end, but he came in with a child, and he came in with his ex-wife was and they weren't ex, they were just separated. She was pregnant with another baby, and they had a baby right after the show. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he's famous in Brazil, so no on Andre. Charlie.
I don't know.
I don't know about Charlie. Scott. No, Scott said
Please.
Scott said no, he's not going back in this year.
Please no.
Yeah, Charlie. No, Andre, no Char. I don't know about Charlie. I'm gonna be fair, but I don't think so. Will and Kira broke up when? This week?
I heard they broke up once, and then I thought I heard them get back together. But Will would be a good bum.
Would he?
He was good. Where he was like pretty messy.
I don't know. He was boring. I didn't like him.
No, Caleb cannot come back. No,
Caleb cannot come back, guys. Please. He's still with his girlfriend, the same girlfriend. Dan, he's still with the same girlfriend. I'm telling you right now, same girlfriend, still with her. So, like, you're not playing me a second time. Sorry. First time, fool me once. Second time, just shame on me at that point. No. So girls, do we have any girls that we think?
I guess like it can't be a girl right now because there's just too many.
It's just too many girls. It's just too many girls.
Yeah.
But I can't even think of any.
I can't even think of any girls that it should be. Like, not at all. I don't. So here, Will Mendoza. Ooh, I see what. Oh, yeah. No photos of her on his grid no more. Oh wait, let's see. Yeah, there's one photo of him and her on his grid. Interesting. Maybe they did break up.
Who?
Will and Kira.
Oh, okay.
No, maybe not.
I don't know. A year ago, they were back together. They got back together, so I don't know if they're still together though.
Yeah, I mean, on April Fool's, they did a joke and said that they were engaged, but yeah, Josh season 3 is single. Josh,
him and old girl broke up.
Oh yes, him and Shannon Bibb broke up. Yeah,
but I thought they got back together,
and then they broke up again.
Josh or Shannon would be a good call.
That would be good. That would be good.
That would actually be very, very good. No Courtney. Giovanni is engaged. Yeah, Giovanni's been with the same people. Josh P. Mika, I wish I could catch your lives, but I missed them all because I watched episodes 9 p.m. Pacific. Aw, I'm sorry.
Well, I guess like you come on at like 11. Yeah, so you have to come on.
Try to come on as late as I can, but after that,
we're gonna VPN and watch it on East Coast time.
Yeah.
No, Olivia can never come back. No, she can. I can't stand her either.
And she's dating what's his name from the challenge?
Theo.
No, but Josh would be a good bomb. But Jaquan says Josh is dating somebody, so I think we have a good. Oh, and Perche says Shannon has a new boyfriend. So, yeah. So, I mean, no, please no, she can't come back on. Please. No.
I love Zeta, but
between what happened on Love Island Games and her post-show behavior I don't think it's a good idea for her to come back on this show. To be fair. I don't know. So yeah. KB says only iconic Love Island in USA is Justine, Cash, Sally, Olivia. She's on the channels now. So what do you mean by iconic? I don't know. Like that's why we're trying to guess. Because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I watched every season, so I can come up with names. Watch they be referred to fucking Harrison and Carrington. Well, Carrington, I do feel like is an iconic character, and people were disappointed last year that he got his journey got cut.
Who's Harrison again?
Huh?
Who's
Harrison? He was from last season. He's the Australian guy that was coupled up with Destiny, and he broke up with her as soon as that other girl, Emily, walked into the villa, and then we made sure to dump them. And then he got mad because we dumped them. And yeah, so no Harrison. They can keep, no, listen, the only thing I'm going to say, no Australians, no more UK people. We have enough in the villa. Kane, Aaron, Miguel, and Liv. Am I missing anybody?
No.
We don't need no more. I'm done with it. No, and they can't win the show. I've already told you guys. Zeta winning was a whole different thing. Miss Love says Jeremy. Jeremy would be a good.
I mean, he probably has the connections, right?
KB
maybe
says
it's
I
really just
didn't
Mika.
remember Carrington until he showed up for Love Island games. Josh says, Mika, will you be doing a BB26 cast assessment once it drops next week? No.
Girl,
So-
we got to, I mean, Josh, I'm sorry. We got to do the Bachelorette. Mika swamped. Mika swamped.
Yeah, I am swamped. And unfortunately, I will not be covering Big Brother this season. I just don't have the time. Between Love Island is going to probably be finished about 2 weeks after it starts. And The Bachelor will be going.
Just to be covering. I can cover many shows, but every day 2 shows is just, it is a lot.
It is.
So I just don't want to cover Big Brother 3 times a week. Then also doing recaps on RHAP and doing other whatever. It's just too much. I understand.
It's too much. And I have, if I watch it, I have to watch live feeds, and I can't even promise myself right now that I'm gonna have the time to even watch live feeds. So my new job is actually busier this time of year rather than the fall to winter time. So I am fairly busy. So this has been a lot, but I am working it through. But yes, the way I collapsed, I'll tune in for Bachelorette. Thank you. Yes, we will be working on the Bachelorette assessment this weekend, and the Bachelorette starts on Monday, and we will be recapping that. So thank you for joining us for those, and also thank you guys for joining us here for this recap. So yes, Sunday night we will be back, or I will be back.
You'll be back.
To chat fall out of this Casa Amor, best Casa Amor recoupling in the history, in my opinion, on both sides of the Atlantic. And so, Miss TJ, let the folks know where they can find you.
They can follow me at Miss T Joy on all social media platforms.
And how about you, Chantel?
Just subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I have to go and edit last night's episode and tonight's recap. So I'm going to be up all night. But then tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to come together again to talk about Love Island UK. Who cares? But we're going to just catch up on that episode tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then we're going to do the cast assessment at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow here on Entertainment Color. So you'll still have the chance to talk to us tomorrow, but it'll just be about different shows.
Yes. And as CJ says, and I love you for this, CJ says, please, we should all like and subscribe. So please like this video. Please subscribe to both of our channels, and make sure you go and follow Miss T Joy. And as always, also on my social media, follow me everywhere but Twitter right now. How are they making me still pay for my Twitter and they won't give it back? I got to keep appealing. Right now, Twitter is on pause, but yes, follow me everywhere else as I continue to try to figure out more content to bring you guys. I'm excited for some shows that I am watching. I'm going to try to start watching Supercell, which is a Black superhero show from the UK. So I might do so.
That's after Top Boy, right? Top Boy is the beginning, and then isn't it something to do with Top Boy? Top Boy?
If it does, I have no idea.
I don't know. I just watched the first episode yesterday, but I've never heard of Top Boy, so I don't know anything about it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get clarity from my dad. So my dad's from England or whatever, so he does watch a lot of British shows.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, he's like, oh my God, you haven't seen Top Boy? I could have sworn he said, because he said he's watching Supercell, it's called? He said he was watching that now, and then we were talking about so I could be just conflating the two, but I could have sworn he said it was like the people from Top Boys and Supercell are intertwined. I don't know how. So maybe it's the same area, because I think my dad was saying in Top Boys is where he grew up in England, and so so he has affinity to that area. Anyways, okay. I'm not 100% sure.
But Supercell is just about superheroes. It's just a superhero thing. It's about superheroes.
But
That's
are
it.
they like real people that become? I haven't seen what it looks like at all. Like you know how The Boys is kind of like realistic. So I'm just wondering if it.
No, it's like the future and then back. I don't know. Oh, somebody is saying no. Top Boy is about Brit gang life, and Supercell is a hero, a superhero. I do know Supercell.
I don't know. I'm linking them together, but maybe I just misheard what she had said.
Oh, okay, so Top Boy is a show on Netflix, but so is Supercell. Supercell is a superhero show, and Top Boy is about. Oh, so but they might all be British shows. Maybe that's what he means.
I'll ask him because we were talking about both of them in the same sentence, and I maybe put together that they were in one of the same, and he was just talking about two separate things. But I thought he said like, anyways, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be trying to watch that show. I'm gonna be trying to watch The Mole, and also this week, Claim to Fame starts. Chantel, so we've got to figure that one out. So yeah, we've got to
be busy because I can't do it all.
y'all following us. We have content, okay? We have tons to choose from. We just got to figure out how we're gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, when the violence stops, I feel like I'll have all the time in the world, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So yes, and so comment down below. Who do you think are these iconic Love Island USAers who will be coming onto the show? I think we have all heard the rumors that it is Carrington now at this point. So who else do you think, boy and girl? And what do you think will happen with these couples and these single OG women that are left in the villa? Because every single OG woman is single now. Every single one. Kaylor, Leah, Janae, and Serena. So
and you know what is who started it off? Like Rob started fucking up that flow. Because Rob and Leah were the strong OG couple. I thought that they were just going to take it to the end and decide to switch it up. Everybody's switching it up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wonder if like Rob had stayed a little bit more loyal to Leah, if things would have been different. Like, if we have more couples together.
Yeah, and somebody said that that's what one of the producers said. They didn't open the Hideaway because there's no strong couples. So and it shows that we have 4 single OG women left in the villa and no strong couples, because I don't care for Kendall and Nicole like that to sit there and be like, oh, they're a strong couple, and everybody else is brand new. It's brand spanking new.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's gonna be a wild ride, I think, but I'm here. They've done a good job. Chantel is covering BB26. She's just covering it on RTP once a week for live updates, right? That's it.
Usually I do at least once a week live feed updates, and probably because I have a little bit more of an open schedule, I'll do probably like after episode recap, maybe once a week or every other week or something like that. So once or twice a week, likely.
Watch those. I will be watching them. Because more than likely, that's the only way I'll be able to keep up if I'm interested. If I like the cast that drops until these 2 shows stop.
The Terrence updates every day.
Yeah. I miss Karen.
So again, thank you guys for joining us. We love having you. We love all our subscribers and our new subscribers. And you guys, we will see you next time.